Hey y'all, TGIL, happy Friday. Hey, what slap, how you doing, love? Hey, Kim Kim. Child, the early live, I have to get it out when I can get it out, child. Okay. But hey Leslie. Hey, Miss Alfreda. Hey, Angie C. Hey, Coriel. Hey, Bill Breaker. So, y'all, I want to come on real fast before my day got started. Because hey Tulip, y'all know me, right? I sit on the porch, I watch, I sit back. Hey, Cheryl Bennett, Love Blake, OG Beauty. I sit back, I watch, I analyze. Hey, EJ, I make my theories. Do you see what I'm saying? I come to my conclusion. So we know since Sunday, because the Tracy Rob situation was so ratchet that it literally brought me up out my cave. I had to come on and speak about it because hey Mika Red, hey Wild Seed, Stephanie. So it was so ratchet and it was so reckless in my opinion. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Hit the one if y'all can hear me. That I had to come out and speak on it. So I came out on my cave, out of my cave, and since I've been out of my cave, I've been speaking about it, right? And so I got to thinking yesterday. I was like, after the initial shock of the situation, because let me say this. One reason why I took my break when I took it is because you have to realize that when it comes to not only the beef sector but the internet in general. Thanks for letting me know that y'all can hear me. We know that the internet loves drama, right? We love train wrecks. That's no different, here in the beef sector because there are a lot of extra train wrecks over here, right? So we know that when it comes to integrity, there is no more integrity when it comes to some people's. There is no people are not worried about their credibility anymore. Um, People, the more ratchet, the better. And it's not only in the beef sector or even on YouTube. You can see some of these so-called celebrities. The more ratchet, the better, right? Um, it's like insanity is gone out the window, right? And so, like I said, after the initial shock of it all, talked about it a couple of days. Y'all please hit the like button if you don't mind. I appreciate it. So after the shock of after somebody like me, begins to really hone in the situation, I really want to know, hey, Memphis T, I really want to know, um, what the thought processes were, right? And so yesterday, if you guys saw my video, my question was why would Tracy go put herself in this situation, knowing how this guy is? She seen the way that he acted, you know, prior to her going. From what I understand, what was told to me, she contacted him first. So why would you then, as a woman, put yourself in this type of situation, right? And so I listened to fast forward to me listening to um Tracy's video, I guess from earlier this morning or late last night, because y'all know she be on demon time, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about whatever time, that time in particular, right? And so I listened to that video. Well, now first let me roll back. I found a beef in 313. Kudos to you, beef in 313. You had me thoroughly entertained yesterday. With the live broadcasting of the court situation of the hearing situation when it came to the Rob guy. I was glued to honey my phone listening to what was going on. Right. I was like, wow, okay. Hey, Mia S. So I was thoroughly entertained by that. So thank you for that. Beef 313, watching from a cloud. How you doing? Hey, Divinely. Hey, Beach. Got bruh J Fire. Oh, what that mean? Good morning, Miss O. I am so glad you stay telling the unbiased truth. I always thought Tracy was slow. The things she had said. Now, here's the thing, and we're gonna get to that. I don't know if she is hey misbehaving slow. The cage took me out too, girl. I was like, wow, they got them in there like monkeys or something, like caged animals. What is really going on? I'm like, oh Lord, see down here when you go to court, it don't look like that. I'm like, oh my God, nobody is in cages. I was like, wow, Hey Kay, that was like something you see in Russia or somewhere, right? I was like, child, what is really going on? Rob, you really played yourself. Ooh, but like I said, hey, comment, hey, NYW. Um, so like I said, I asked those questions. I watched Beefing 313. I veered from that. I want to tell it to Beefing 313 because I really enjoyed that yesterday, right? Like I said, I was glued to my phone, honey. It was so much going on. I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So we learned that a couple of the charges got dropped. I am not surprised by that at all. Child Russia, Gloria Russia. Hey, Cheryl Bennett and Trey, if I didn't say that. And so, um, fast forward to that situation, that got me thinking, because I didn't see Tricia show up to court. I'm not surprised, after what I heard, like I said, this morning or late last night or whenever she went live, right? Not surprised at all. But I was really wondering yesterday, my question was, is she going to show up to court? Because she was making like she cared about him so much, and all of this and all that. NYW said because the fools in California, people just don't know. Ooh, child, with all those mass shootings that have gone on in California, yeah, I absolutely understand why they got them in cages, child. It's like it seems like it's a lot going on. It's madness going on, right? And um, anyway, child. So I seen that. Fast forward, I watched a little bit of the video. While I was drinking my coffee, I read about through a lot of it. And I'm talking about the Tracy video, her last video, right? But we know yesterday she was saying she was going to the mall and all of this and all that. So I thought yesterday, I thought she said, oh, and just let me say this. Thank you guys for you guys. You know who you are. That sent me the cash app. I don't uh promote the cash app thing, but thank you for sending me something that just lets me know that you appreciate it and I don't have to scam and make all these stories up and all that. But I just want to thank y'all so much for those that sent me cash apps. Thank you, I appreciate y'all. And so okay, so yes, and a lot of people were truly worried about her. See, that's what makes it so disgusting. And like you see who was sitting in the corner of the courtroom, someone had pointed out. Yeah, they were saying that well, Seven, I was giving my theory as to what I've seen over the past couple of days. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, somebody said that she was in a corner of the courtroom. I saw that and they pointed it out. Um, I don't believe that was her. I believe her when she said she went to the mall, right? So let me tell you about the video. So this morning, and so, but let me tell you something. This whole thing is ratchet. This whole thing, I think that Tracy orchestrated this whole thing. Um, to some point, I do think she took a play out of Miss uh what is her name? MU's play out of her book, right? But she did that thing. I think she orchestrated the whole thing. I think she planned it out. Hey CCN TV, and let me tell you why, right? So they said, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but they said a couple of days ago that I know you was genuinely scared for her. That's what makes it so deplorable. But let me say this: there is no low that some people will go, and we have seen it, especially when it comes to the internet and wanting to be internet famous, right? So, per the title of the video, Tracy, kudos to you. I'm glad you got what you wanted. The reason why I say that is because, and see, I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, right? She said, "Nah, it was improv." I see now the Tracy ain't that smart. Well, see, now here's the thing: it was improv, but I think that Tracy had a plan. Tracy had a plan because she contacted him first. She did talk to him a couple of months. I do feel like it got out of hand when it came to the gun thing. But when she was telling people that she was okay, she meant that. Okay. She meant that. She was okay. She was okay for real. You know what I mean? But a lot of people were triggered. I think that because of this, there were several teachable moments when it comes to women and internet safety, and how to conduct yourself, you know, in the world, how to move and all of this and all that, right? But Tracy know exactly what she was doing. In my opinion, this is my theory, okay? So in my opinion, this is my theory. Work with me here for a minute, right? This is absolutely sad because, like I said, remember, there is no low that some people are willing to go, right? Now we have seen this, right? So I remember the other day when people kept saying that. Now, this is how I formed my theory, right? Like I said, they told me she contacted the guy first. And I'm like, why would you contact this guy of all guys first, right? It was very interesting, right? So you talk to him for a while, you set up the whole scene, you know what I mean? And so, um, fast forward to her going out there, we seen all of this the stuff that was going on, the dysfunction and all of this and all of that. At one point in time, they said that she said that we broke the internet, babes, we broke the internet or something like that, right? So I'm just saying kudos. See, that let me know, along with the video that I seen this morning, that you planned for all of this dysfunction and all of this wretchedness. You meant for this to happen, and you knew that it was gonna happen, Tracy, because of the person that you chose. It's like he didn't stalk you out, you stalked him out. He was your prey, you weren't his prey. See, y'all catch where I'm going with this, okay? And so this morning, I listened to the video and she was so happy and lighthearted. I believe her when she said she went to the mall yesterday. She said she went to the mall yesterday and she bought, she was talking to people, which meant she was out and about. She finally got to see the sights. She went to the mall. She said even said that she bought her an expensive pair of jeans, which I believe she got so much sympathy money. Why wouldn't you splurge on an expensive pair of jeans, right? Why wouldn't you, right? And so, um, she said all of that, but it was a tone in her voice for me. It was her tone. Y'all know I'm really adept when it comes to discernment, right? So when I heard the tone of her voice, um, yeah, she's spending that money, folks, in her girl. She sure is, absolutely. You catching what I'm saying now? Child. Right, she moving around like nothing happened. And the tone of her voice, she was so lighthearted. And she kept saying, why they mad, y'all? Why they mad? Girl, ain't nobody mad. For me, I'm not mad because you grown. You do what you want to do, right? You pulled a stunt. That's what you did. And okay, kudos to you. I hope you achieved what you wanted. Thank you, Courtney, Miss D. And so, like I said, it was the tone of her voice for me, not even the words out of her mouth, but the tone of her voice, right? She was so lighthearted. She went as far as letting us know that she planned a trip. I mean, she's planning a trip with MU, and she said she got to lose weight or whatever, or she got to work out or whatever, because they're gonna be on the beach, child. They're gonna be in their bikinis, right? So Tracy pretty much done moved it right along, right? She done moved it right along because she achieved her goal. You know what I mean? Not only did she break the internet or break the beef sector, she set a couple of records, right? She managed to be, all of that stuff that she went through managed to be even more, ghetto or gutter than the IHOP situation, right? They say she set an all-time record when it came to the views at 2.5 or 2.8 or something like that. So she's happy about what she achieved. This is what she set out for, right? She meant to quote unquote break the internet, right? And so my thing is, okay, kudos, you got what you wanted. But in the process of you getting what you wanted, um, wow, what I mean, just wow for me, what I mean. And so, well, now she was talking about the subbies too. She said she didn't lose any subbies. She said Kimmy was lying when she lost subbies. She said she gained subscribers. And I can believe that because people love ratchet these days. Y'all got to realize there is a coldness about Tracy, right? And no, she really don't care. She really don't care. She achieved what she wanted to achieve, right? Because you got to think, why, of all the guys on the internet, would you choose this guy? Do you see what I'm saying? Why this guy? You know what I mean? You even play the act like was really invested in the relationship, which I do not believe at all. Now, I do not believe that. Okay. Yeah, she don't give one F. She sure don't. She happy. She went shopping yesterday. I'm sure she saw some sights or whatever. You know what I mean? The tone of her voice. She planning her next trip to to her next trip to Cali with MU or whatever, and they're gonna be on a whatever. I'm assuming the beach or at the pool with their bikinis on, and she done moved it right along. So her and in my opinion, her and MU ran a play. And really, when it comes to Tracy, she successfully ran the play because she successfully had the views, all the views. She made all the views. She had everybody, including me. She brought me up out my cave. She had the whole B sector talking about her. And I'm all of this. All of this and all that. And she really wasn't mad at nobody. And let me tell you this right here. When it comes to her making this play, she's successful when it comes to the YouTube game. This play that she made was successful, right? Now, I had to ask myself yesterday too, why is Jay Wilson so invested in this situation? Why he can't keep making videos about this? But let me tell you this, right? Jay Wilson is not stupid. Now, see, Jay Wilson recognized the play. It ain't that he was invested in making his videos and making his coin. Cause she said, they said that she was, I don't know if she said it or not, but folks were saying, she was feeding the B sector and all of this and all of that, right? She blocked you, Lisa girl. Wow. And she was feeding the sector. So since she was feeding the sector, our eyes were on you. Why wouldn't Jay Wilson, after he caught the play, make video after video? So we know, I don't think Jay Wilson is mad at all. I really don't. I think he caught the play. He caught the play, and then he went out and did what he had to do to get his coin. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that's how I see it. I think that lady in Chicago caught the play. She wasn't worried about Tracy's safety or anything else, because guess what? She caught the play. She knew she didn't have to be. Do you see what I'm saying? Jay Wilson caught the play. I think he was initially concerned, but he caught the play because he played a YouTube game too. Like I said, a lot of people, if you truly are invested in the game, then you caught the play. Me, somebody like me, I sit back and watch. This was so ratchet and so gutter and so filled with nigga shit that it took me a minute. I was taken aback because I truly try to give some people more credit than that. Yes, it could have went bad, but she was willing to gamble. In my opinion, her safety, and as it pertains to her, it paid off, right? Not only did she run a play when it came to this guy, she also ran a play when it came to her subscribers. Because she knew that a lot of people would be concerned about her. Tracy had been around her forever. She knew that she was gonna get that sympathy money or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? She knew that eventually, I don't know if now here's the thing, I don't think she knew that it was gonna go as far as Rob Rat getting put in jail. I don't think that she knew about that at all, right? I think that was a fortunate or unfortunate incident. For her, it was a fortunate incident. For Rob, it was an unfortunate incident, right? And so when it comes to Rob Rack, in my opinion, he really played himself. He thought he was playing Tracy, but Tracy was playing him. And she just got the better of the situation, and all he got was jail. All he's finna get is jail time. Do you see what I'm saying? So, you right, Lexi. He caught the play. He was like, let me make my coins. I see what's going on. So, okay. Let me do an about face, and make my coin. Let me profit off of this play. I can't be mad at the man for that. I can't be mad for that lady in Chicago. Now, here's the thing though. But Rob Rat, he got through under the bus, basically. Well, no, I can't even say that he got through. He was a casualty of Tracy's goal. I don't think that she meant for him to go to jail. Do I think that she ever loved him or cared about him? No. No, she loved and cared about this internet. This is her thing. Do you see what I'm saying? And so he did. He said he was gonna be famous. Okay. So yeah. The way that Tracy, MU, and V and I'm glad you said that. Let me go back and read this because this was my next point. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Beach said the way that Tracy, MU, and V Lenore dragged Kimmy all night long. Let me tell you why they doing that. See, Kimmy got threw under the bus. Now I know a lot of people don't like Kimmy, and they say Kimmy run a lot of plays behind the scenes and all of this and all that, and that's cool. That's cool. But I think that right, the entire B sector made a coin. All right, I ain't even mad at them. I ain't mad at the entire B sector for making a coin. I really am not. Okay. I don't agree that she was in love at all. Like I said, I think this was all planned. You know what I mean? And I think that it was planned. Her and Miss U, her and MU, whatever you call it. I think they may have talked about this guy because from what I understand, MU has been involved with this guy as well. Do you see what I'm saying? So mind you, this is my theory, right? Because I'm not psychic, I wasn't there, but I think Kimmy got threw under the bus, right? And so when it comes to that MU chick, on a side note, she not nobody's friend. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that a couple of people caught the play when it came to her too, right? So I don't think that I don't think that um let me see how to put this. A lot of people say a lot of stuff about the Kimmy and behind the scenes stuff, right? But I think that this time, I did to Kimmy exactly what she claims Kimmy did to Tracy. You're exactly right about that, Seven. Like I said, the lady in Chicago caught the play, right? She caught the play, and she did what she had to do. Because if you're really playing the game, you don't have an alliance with anybody. Do you see what I'm saying? And as far as that MU chick go, I hope Tracy. I'm sure Tracy understand too. That situation, right there is limited as well. Because when it comes to that MU chick, in particular, she is male identified, and she really don't care nothing about women at all for whatever reason. I've never really delved into her situation. Really, I just heard out of some of the ratchet situations that she's put herself in as well. You know what I mean? If you go out to a cabin with men and all of this and all of that, and I'm talking about the Sinetta situation, it's no different really from what Tracy did with the Rob situation. She put herself in harm's way. Tracy put herself in harm's way, but they're doing this on purpose, right? And they're doing this, for whatever their goal is, right? And so, a birds of a feather flock together. I just think, say whatever you want to say about Kimmy. I think she got threw under the bus. I think she is the scapegoat in this situation. So I don't know if she realizes now, um, that she was this. Well, I'm sure she realizes now that she was the scapegoat. You know what I mean? And if she didn't before, she realizes now, she done caught on now, right? I don't know if she thought that, you know, MU would do her like that because she tried to stay cool with her, but a lot of these people are antisocial, right? And when you are a person that suffers some antisocial disorder, I'm not surprised that we have watched this sort of thing. Tracy, I think she suffers from narcissism and some kind of antisocial disorder. I'm not trying to diagnose it. It's the same thing with MU. Like I said, and then when you think about, to a certain degree, same thing with Kimmy, right? We know that she's the only child. We know that she don't, really gel well with anybody, and she's not the only one. There's several people. You know what I mean? And so, um, oh yeah, you're right about that. Wow, see, and when I say birds of a feather flock together, when it comes to Tracy and MU, they are one and the same. Because Tracy, like I said, kudos to her. We know, and we have known from before a long time in the B sector how Tracy is, right? I mean, I don't, I just gave her more credit than going this route, and I was wrong for giving her more credit than going this route. And even when it comes down to the verbal abuse that Rob was inflicting on her, think about it. Tracy has to be desensitized to anything that he called her, right? Because really, he ain't really called her nothing. It just came from this heterosexual male voice that she was supposed to be in love with, and she's supposed to be naive enough to go down there and meet because she thought they was gonna be phone that she thought they was in a relationship. No, Tracy is desensitized, right? She's desensitized to any name that he could ever think of calling her. And remember what I said, there is no low that some people are willing to go, right? And she is one of those people when it comes to, yeah, she was laughing. Absolutely, she was laughing. Then go back and look at the last video if you didn't look at it. She achieved her goal. Yeah, she does. She played innocent, but she not. Ugh. You know, she just really ugh. Like for real. I don't even waste no time with that situation. You know, but I find it very interesting the way that the MU and Tracy, you know, was moving when it came to Kimmy. You know what I mean? I don't know if Kimmy caught the play late or what exactly went on, but Kimmy girl, you're the scapegoat. You are not the only scapegoat though. Brianna Simone is also, she was trying to make her a scapegoat as well, right? Because Brianna was making videos, you know, like everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Everybody had their own agenda. Ain't nothing wrong with that, especially in this situation when you find out that, you know, this was, you know, when it comes to Tracy's brain, in my mind, this whole thing was orchestrated when it comes to her. Yes, it was improv, but she went down there with an agenda, and the agenda wasn't love, right? That's right, stone cold hearted. You got that right. I agree with that. The agenda was not love. The agenda was not to get paid. The agenda was to set it off, okay, and quote unquote break the internet, and you know, and you know, just make this whole play. She not only made a play on Rob, you know, successfully, you know, or unsuccessfully when it comes to him. Um, you know, she also made a play on her own people, right? Hence all the support that she got. Hence is why she was able to go to the mall and buy those expensive jeans. They cloud in her words. You know, the thing about the sector is that once you think it can't sink any lower, it proves you right. You're right about that, Cloud. Because the lowest person wins around here, right? If you notice that. The more ratchet you are, you know, the more popular you become, you know, around here. And then, like I said earlier, that's the internet in general. You see what I'm saying? The more dysfunctional you are, the more of a train wreck you present to the people, the more clicks and views and whatever else you hope to achieve, you get. And Tracy caught the play. Tracy get the gist of it. You know what I mean? Like I said, several people get the gist of it because we done seen it before, but not to such a low, in my opinion. Because I'm like, wow. Because in my world, you still have to have a sense of decorum about yourself. You still, no matter whether you're on the internet or not. Hey, Hypnotic Touch, I got what was that short about? Because I couldn't even click the link, child. I tried to. Tree picked Rob because she knew he would do what she, I guess what she, because he wanted, yeah, because he wanted clout so badly, and because he was a drunk, and whatever factor she saw in him, that is exactly right. That is why she picked him. You know. So when he was saying you gave me more clout than anybody, old lady, thanks, auntie. Really, the trick was on him because he really played himself. He got a little, you know, and it was like I said, I don't think she meant for him to go to jail or anything, but that was an unfortunate incident. There was more video footage for her. There was more things for us to talk about as it pertains to her. You know, so like I said, that was an unfortunate incident. I really don't think she meant for him to go to jail for real. And also on the video that she did earlier, I heard her saying that the Kool-Aid local guy was gonna lose his job. Yeah, Rob got played. At the end of the day, Rob is the one that got played. He thought he was playing Tracy, and Tracy allowed him to think that. Okay. But he was the one that getting played. That wound up getting played to the point that he is now incarcerated. Okay. Which I don't care about at all. You know, like I said, he is still a menace to society, and he deserves to be locked up before he killed somebody. Okay. Now, wouldn't it have been very unfortunate that he ended up harming Tracy? You know, because she sought this out. You know, and so I understand, and I also understand that several people had called the police, several people had called the, you know, the hotel and all of this and all that. But I'm also wondering, did MU call the police? Because it had gotten so far, because it had reached the fever pitch, in my opinion, you know, the last night of the situation. because he clicking bullets out of the gun, and he's threatening to put 3 to her head, and he threatened to have his cousins come over there and jump her, and all of this and all of that. And like I said, it was I think she planned it out in her head to a certain point, but I think it got out of hand. What about him saying that she gave him the silent killer? Said what now about him saying that she gave? Oh yeah. Now see, here's the thing too. When he was saying all that stuff about the package, if I were her, I would get checked, because what if he already has the package, and that's why he was saying that. So you got to think about that. I heard that clicked really for me when I heard 7 Star say it, because I wasn't even thinking like that until I heard 7 say it, honestly. But I'm thinking, oh wow, maybe that's why he was so obsessed, and trying to say she gave him the package. Maybe he already got the package for real. Because, who knows what he does when he's drunk? Who knows what he sleeps with, who he sleeps with. He looked like he sleep with crackheads and stuff, right? So, child, he could have been and had the package for a while. Maybe that's why he acts so crazy. You got to think about it. I thought about that too. But if I were her, I would really go get checked. And hope that he didn't give her the package. Okay? You know. So that'll be another unfortunate incident that came out of this whole ratchet situation. The whole thing is just nigga shit. It's just gutter. It's just disgusting. But like I said, the lowest person wins on here. There is no more credibility. There is no more respectability. You only have to be as ratchet as you need to be. And we saw that. And it, like I said, she reached her goal. So kudos. Mm-hmm. I don't think MU prayed Tracy and Rob. I think that MU and Tracy at some point were in on it. You know what I mean? I think they had a conversation about the guy, at least. And then maybe Tracy even formulated her own plan. These are just my theories, y'all. These are my theories, you know. But this is what makes sense to me. In order for you to go as low as you went, you had to have a plan. You had to have had a plan ahead of time. Do you see what I'm saying? You had to have. You have to be a person that when it comes to your your concern about your self-esteem, or yeah, he did have a drastic weight loss. Oh, now he has such a drastic weight loss. I'm glad you said that, Bush baby, because I was thinking maybe he had like bypass surgery or something. But what if he got the package, and that's why he had such a weight loss? You're right about that. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right. What if it's not some kind of surgery or something, or even a diet? What if he lost all the weight because he got the package, child? MU mess with Rob, sent him the trees. Right. Yeah, they sure did, Negro. MU mess with Rob, sent him Tracy. Then had Don. Hold on, let me read this. Then had Don Cato and Rob talking on the phone. Child, she right. That's why I think that her good friend, her so-called good friend Kimmy, got thrown under the bus. Say what you want to say about it. And then now they're trying to put Kimmy and Brianna together, because I also, they had to use her as a deflection as well as Brianna. And so now it's to the point to where I heard Tracy say that Kimmy, she heard, or she thinks that Kimmy and Brianna was behind the scene, and they agreed to not speak about one another, right? I don't believe that at all. But that could be true. Now, who knows? But in my opinion, this is just another way of using them, Brianna and Kimmy, as scapegoats. That's another reason why I think that Kimmy either caught on too late. Do you see what I'm saying? Or, by the time she caught on, it had gone too far, or whatever, So I don't know. The weight loss could be from the package or alcoholism or combination. That's true. That's true. That's why I love you. But I'm trying to be in my mind. Like I said, this is my theory. But I think that as far as Tracy goes, no, she wasn't in danger in her mind. Because she went out there with an agenda, right? And the agenda was not love, child. And the agenda show ain't love after lockup. Because I don't believe that she was at that court date yesterday. I believe she was out having fun. You know, and like I said, she already planning her next trip with MU. She said her MU is gonna be in the bikinis, child, and we're gonna be mad. Okay. She was like, why they mad? I'm like, girl, you telling yourself by the tone of your voice. Mm-hmm. Child. That been draining me. She said, oh, is that right, Trey? I didn't even know that. She probably still won't get. I probably not. You know, I don't know. But if I were her, I would. But you know, she grown. She reminds us like, you know, she got, you know, of course she gonna do what she do. But if you have unprotected sex with somebody that you don't know in general, it will behoove you, black women in particular, to get tested. Okay, that is why the number of the amount of HIV, the amount of heterosexual black women, that is one reason why, in my opinion, that the amount of black women that have the package and they are heterosexual, you know, they are not getting tested, you know, by these supposedly heterosexual men, you know, and they're giving them, you know, the package. They're having unprotected sex with these guys and they're giving them the package, you know. Oh, let me read this right here. Said Beach said when that lady in Chicago came out telling Kimmy she was wrong for calling out Rob behavior because it was Tracy and his business, that's when the play switched. Kimmy had no idea. Yeah, I think at some point in time she had no idea. You know, she did a video yesterday when she was showing the conversation back and forth between her and MU and all of this and all of that. Now, why I don't even know if she really trusted MU for real, but like, girl, girl, that was a bad move. That was a bad move still fooling with the MU chick in the first place, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, and I'm sure she realized that now. Mm. Brownie didn't have nothing to do with nothing. No, she was just you know, doing her videos like everybody else. I absolutely don't think she had nothing to do with it. No, ma'am, I do not. Mm-mm. She was like all of us, looking in disgust and belief. Yeah, absolutely. But I think she was used as a deflection. I think that Kimmy was used as a scapegoat and Brianna was used as a deflection. And now they're trying to tie the two together. See, I caught that too. They're trying to tie the deflection and the scapegoat together. And cause this is going to be the next storyline or scenario. Did Brianna and Kimmy make some kind of decision behind the scenes not to talk about one another? So y'all got to catch the play. Y'all got to catch what's going on. You know, Brianna made a video. It was a short video saying, you know, pretty much that if I want to make up with somebody, I'm gonna make up with them, and you know, and all of this and all that, blah 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 blah. Right? I do not think that I could be wrong because, like I said, I'm not psychic. But in my mind, when it comes to my scenario, that did not happen, and that is just another, scapegoat type situation to change the conversation. You see what I'm saying? You really got to think about, what was going on. I don't know, Sheba. Now that right there, I was like, wow. Walking around a complex, I was like, wow. Wow. Hey, this beach is better. This beach is better. I didn't get a chance to listen to you on that lady's channel because I have no need to go over there anymore. But could you give some insight? But I was really wanting to know what the conversation was this morning between you and that chick. But Sheba, you right about that. That was straight up creepy to me. That Tracy. Now, see, here's the thing. Some people were saying early on that Tracy got her karma, right? I don't think that Tracy got her karma at all. I think that Rob Rack got his karma. I don't think she got her karma at all, right? So when you're around here pulling all these stunts on people, eventually it is gonna come back around to you. But I don't think that we've seen it yet. I don't think she is phased by at all by the disgusting things that she had to do to quote unquote break the internet. You know what I mean? That's right. Karma might be that package, but no, I don't think we've seen her karma yet at all. And she's not phased by people voicing letting everybody know how disgusting the situation was, and and how gutter and bottom of the barrel the situation was. She's not phased by none of that. Like I said, I believe that Tracy is desensitized to all of that. Like I really do. The club, yo. I thought. What'd you say, Beach? I thought so too, possibly. Beach, you want to come up here and tell me what the conversation was about over there with y'all? She used to getting dragged. Yeah, she used to it. She desensitized to that. Everybody in this sector done called her everything except the child of God. You think something that come out of Rob Rack's mouth is really going to phase her to that level? Now I'm surprised. Now I was even shocked though that she allowed that coming from somebody like him. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I'm cut from a different cloth. Do you see what I'm saying? And I never would I ever, you know what I mean? Online, offline. I can't really do much that I can do but drag your ass online. But offline, no, that would never happen to me. But people live different lives. People go through different situations. Like I said, she been on this internet thing. She desensitized to whatever somebody got to say about her. So am I surprised that didn't phase her? Yes, I was at first, but in retrospect, no. She went there to achieve a goal, and in her mind, her goal was successful. You know what I mean? Because people have been talking about it for days. Hell, I've been talking about the situation for days. Because I really had one question, and the one question that I had was, why? Why would you subject yourself to this type of thing? I'm going to drop the link, Beach. Why would you subject yourself to this type of thing? So now, this is my theory as to why she allowed herself to be upset, why she subjected herself to that crazy guy, to Rob Rack. Why would you do that? It was for a purpose. This was her purpose. This right here, what's going on right now, was her purpose. Do you see what I'm saying? So, people have been talking about her, in my opinion, certain people love the fact that our eyes have been on her as opposed to another content creator. Okay. So I think that was even a play for that to happen as well. Okay. Because who we've been talking about since you went down there, And so, yeah, I get it now. The fact that Tracy has been banging in these streets for years, and she lets a meth head knock her off her square. MU will be Tracy's downfall. Well, I think that at the end of the day, they will pick each other off. Do you see what I'm saying? But I feel like they're riding high right now. So yeah, they good right now. They planning a trip together and everything. But that chick is male identified, and she can't be friends with no female. So why wouldn't she leave? Why is she still in Cali? She's still in Cali, child, because she want to see the sights. She want to have her vacation. She on vacation. That's why she ain't left yet. She ain't left yet because she on vacation. That's all. It's nothing more. She's not still there because Rob Rack in jail. She want to have a bit of a vacation. And her people, helped her, with all that sympathy money. Now she's gonna spend all that sympathy money on her vacation. See the sights, go to the mall. Do what she ever she got to do. Trey says the black sector already let us know about MU and her plays. Right, that's why I said she just simply took her play out of MU's playbook, and she successfully ran that play. She ran it so successfully because we know the MU chick. Did I drop the link for Beach? We know that she played it so successfully that we know that the MU chick want everything to be about her, right? But Tracy did it so well that she was just spoke about on the side, because it was the Tracy show. It was the Tracy and Rob show at first, but really at the end of the day, it was the Tracy show, as far as I'm concerned. And that's what she meant it to be. So yeah. Yeah, Rob Rat got played. He got played. He got played. He got incarcerated. That's what he get. You know. You know. And so it just is what it is at this point. I don't feel sorry for him because, like I said, I feel like he was a menace to society. So okay, you know what I mean? Whatever. I don't think she meant for him to go to jail though, but it is what it is. Peaches and Shelly?
Yes, me. So,
Hey
hey,
girl, how you
good
doing?
morning.
Good morning. Good morning, love. Thanks for hitting the link.
No
So
problem.
what
I've
were
been
they
up
lying on?
early.
Huh?
Okay, so you were go ahead. You got it.
Oh, my question was what? So what were they lying to you about that made you girls Inc. First, let me ask you: are you cool with them over there?
I That was my first time at MU's.
Mhm.
I had heard that she was going to be revealing get spilling the tea on Kimmy and some fake receipts, and I knew there
Right.
had been some fake receipts put out concerning a situation I was in with my friend R Cook and
Mm,
some lies. So I was hoping that I could get, that would be my one opportunity to be able to come up there, click the link and ask her. That was why I clicked the link
mhm,
and have the
mhm, mhm,
conversation about that. And that my I wanted the answers concerning a phone call that was between the three of us, me, Kimmy, and then the art cut guy. And
mhm,
later it was revealed that MU had been on the phone. Kimmy had went and added her, and I didn't believe it. I was like,
mm,
no, that was a long phone call. I don't think anybody was on it, but it was, which shows a lot. And that it was also recorded. Now I don't know.
mm,
I wish to God those tapes would drop.
mm,
If it was a recording, because people would actually be able to hear how Kimmy is all on the phone with um she none of that, all this toughness she talk and act. She's not that on the phone. She completely folds, especially at
mm.
the voice of a man that she
Oh,
fell
is
in
that
love
the MU
with.
shit? Are you talking about the
Um,
MU shit?
no, Mu. She said later. Kimmy was saying
Oh, you
once
talking
it
about
came
Kimmy?
out. Yeah, the phone
Okay.
call was. I don't know if you probably missed that part, Miss O, and it might cause me to. I don't want confusion. I don't want to confuse you because it was a long thing about our cook coming on our panel and to apologize for some, unfavorable behavior. But he had
Mhm.
already apologized behind the scenes, and I was a privy to that. I was the witness to that, and I merged those two together. That's the married guy that Kimmy was flirting with and all that extra stuff last year, or.
So let me ask you. So when you hit the link, it wasn't necessarily about the Tracy situation. It was about the Kimmy.
No, right. That's what I wanted to say. It had nothing to do, but because it's so much going on, that's why I just took a quick opportunity to see if I could, like, okay, me and you, while you're, before while I got an opportunity, can I ask you about this one little thing that came in? Because me and MU kind of bump heads because we just bump heads on a panel.
Mhm,
But I think that was
mhm,
probably my first time even ever speaking to her, and she was looking out for her girl. I was looking out for my girl.
mhm,
Arka's wife, but there was just my one opportunity real quick to try to get, some clarity on my end. And I don't know, she said she got some on hers, but I definitely got what I needed. So it had nothing to do with the Tracy
okay.
situation. It had nothing to do with any of that. It was something completely separate. And before everybody else came, like I caught it right at the beginning before it went off, because I knew that's, eventually it would get back to what's
Right.
going on. But I was like,
Okay.
so can I ask you about this receipt, about that? So I
Right.
got my opportunity to ask her about that. And then later you probably saw me on up there. I don't know what part, because I came back up there again when I saw V Lenore and
Mhm,
had to add something or ask something else. I forgot what it was. I came
mhm,
up there for. So I was up there twice. Not for long. Whoever said I was up there all morning dragging, you're wrong. I just got to
oh,
block
okay.
out trolls. I ain't got time for that. But that was it.
Oh,
It didn't
okay.
have anything to do with it was completely totally two separate issues. None of them involved that situation. So I just wanted to answer that question for you. I don't
Okay.
have anything to add to it. Yeah, there was separate
Okay. Yeah, that's all
incidents.
I want. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
all I
figured
want.
that. Well, I
Yeah.
cleared it up
Yeah.
for you. I hope so. I'll be in the chat,
Yeah.
listen to your commentary, and hope you have
Okay.
a beautiful weekend.
Thank you, love. I
You're
appreciate you. Happy
welcome, Miss O.
Friday. Happy Friday.
Me too.
Okay. So yeah, I was really wondering about that. So Beach had nothing. She had no commentary towards this situation that we're talking about. And I thought she did because, like I said, when I saw y'all know how you see videos. You're looking at a video and then you'll see the videos under it. I saw Beach on the panel, but I didn't click on it because I have no need to click on and listen to anything that meth head has to say. Like I'm not impressed at all. And so I wanted to know. I asked her to come up because I thought she was talking about this situation that we're talking about, the Tracy situation. So, but come to find out, and I don't know nothing about uh the R Cook situation, and I don't know nothing about that. I guess I must have missed that. You know. I don't know if the chick is still on meth at all, but I know she got the game down. I know that. I know she got the game down to the point to where y'all, and then it's obvious. I realize, like I said, that people don't like Kimmy, but damn, y'all didn't see the play going on right here concerning that girl. I mean, they all threw her under the bus. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. And then the lady in Chicago done started dismantling her. She done started straight up attacking her head on. Because, like I said, she caught the play early on. You see what I'm saying? And we know when it comes to the lady in Chicago, you know, I guess she wants to, be on top again or whatever. And I don't know if she is or not. But it would appear to me that if you want to be on top again, what you do is you start picking them off one by one. Are y'all catching that? So she feel like she picking Kimmy out. She don't win at Pizarro over there when she was feeling the way about her. I'm sure she'll circle back around to her. So she feel like she done, probably neutralized Kimmy or whatever. So my thing is next, is it Tracy? How will her and Tracy, fall out again? Cause I mean, come on now. Like I said, some when it come to women, like some women ain't no friend to other women. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that she not. I'm just saying as far as the game goes, I'm talking about the game now, not the person. You know. And so some people are saying that Kenna, and she wants to get back, on top, whatever on top is. I'm thinking, in her mind, she gonna pick them off one by one. We'll have to wait and see. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that she going so hard for Tracy right now, you know, it's a play. Just playing the game. You know, that's all. Tracy playing her game. You know, and everybody playing their game. You know, it's what it is. Good morning, chat. Miss O. MU is the number one malignant narcissist manipulator in the beef sector. Not even Jay Duncan. Come on. I don't even. So is she considered the beef sector now? Because I thought she was still. I don't know what sector she is. It really doesn't even matter. I mean, they are what they are. I think that her and Tracy, they running their own sector. They running the whole sector. Okay, they do it. They go. They running to do what you got to do to get what you want sector. Okay. Tracy is needed for content. You need Tracy call. She's viral. Oh, you talking about me? Kimmy is competition, so Kimmy gotta go. Oh, you talking about her? I was gonna say no. I'm simply an observer. That's all I am. I don't play the game. I watch it and I analyze it. hmm So pretty much, but let me say this: when all in all, after the shock of it all, wore off for me, and I got a chance to critically think about the situation. This was my synopsis of the whole situation. It's still disgusting, you know, but there's still no bottom of the barrel for some people, and I think that MU and Tracy, I think they are perfectly suited for one another. Perfectly suited at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned. Leave it what happened to Rob's charges. Well, from what I heard yesterday, when it came to go watch Beef and 313's channel, because I think 3 or 4 of those charges got dropped. I don't know why. You know what I mean? People were speculating as to why they dropped some of them, you know, but I don't know why. You know, I would have to, you know, listen to, you know, but I do know that sometimes they would, you know, put a lot of charges on a person so that their bond will be so high that they can't bond out, you know. So maybe that's what was going on. Yeah, the manipulation sector, I can go for that. Who have said that trade? Absolutely. The pimp whole sector, you know, he coming for Tracy if he get out. Yeah, I mean, why would he not? You know, honestly, because we all human. But I mean, he didn't get nobody locked up but himself. But he's not going to blame himself. He's going to blame her. You know what I mean? She just played the game better than he did. You know, so because he's the one. You know, he got his karma. I don't feel sorry for him at all. You know, like I said, he get what he get, whatever. You know, the anything. There you go. The anything goes sector. There you go, water sniper. That's perfect. The anything goes sector. Clearly, that's what's going on around here right now. Because people are orchestrating plays left and right, honey, in my opinion. You know, and so yeah, the anything goes sector. I like that. Right. So many layers to the storyline. The story will never end. Rob jailed is another. It's another chapter. Like I said, I don't think she planned for him to get locked up, but it's just another chapter. You know, it's just another chapter. And people will be talking about that chapter, which means people are going to have to talk about Kimmy if they're going to talk about Rob's chapter. You know, everybody forgetting the MU ran an escort. So, oh, did she? Oh, wow. She says she is a successful businesswoman. She a pimp. Oh, I didn't even know that, Hudson J. I had no idea. First time I heard that. Grand Rising Switzerland. I thought V Lenore was a better class of character. I did too, right? Seems to me she has too much to lose to associate with low rent characters. Well, I heard her say the other day that her and MU had been friends, I guess, quietly for about 6 months or something. Did I hear that correctly? And I was like, wow, that's interesting. You know, because I had to ask myself, why is she why what is the root cause of her not liking Kimmy? Do y'all know what that is? I was drunk playing with the gun. He did. Yeah, he ultimately did it to himself. He still got played, because he went too far for clout. He was so happy to be getting all those people in this chat and all of this and all that he was doing the absolute most, you know. You know. So yeah. So yeah. But it's very interesting that she has been, you know, for whatever reason, friends with MU, the meth head, for a while. And you would think that she presents herself like she wouldn't associate with that type of person, but hey, to each his own. You know what I mean? Oh, is that why V Lenore don't like her? Cause she turned on the lady of Chicago, Trey? Mm. But didn't the lady in Chicago turn on Kimmy first? That's mm. Well, I believe that Beach got bruh fired. I believe that. I do believe that. Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't know it has a record. Oh really? Oh really? I think did I hear that before? I'm not sure if I heard that before or not, but I don't think that has anything to do with the situation. I think that she presents herself in a way that you wouldn't think that she would associate with that gutter sniper over there. You know. But like I said, to each his own. Yeah, I didn't know when I heard her battling with people, I was like, wow, really? I was kind of shocked, but like I said, when it comes to this internet, you really don't need to be shocked, about anything. V said last night that Kimmy thought she was going to get close to 5, but she wasn't going to let that happen. I mean, the lady in Chicago wasn't gonna let that happen. The lady in Chicago, child, 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 child. I don't think she had to worry about that. Emmy wants to be in the B sector. Now she's friends with. Hold on, let me go back up. I read it. I want to read something. I read that and then said straight gonna say Emmy wants to be in the B sector. Now she's friends with V Lenore. Looks like we all just found that out, including Kimmy. Oh, really? The other day, right? YMU ain't sure Villanova friendship with Kimmy. I mean, child, child, can we really be surprised? Like, and at the end of the day, we do have a lot of opportunists. I heard somebody, I think they were saying about that Kool-Aid Loco guy that he's an opportunist. We have a lot of opportunists in this sector, so yeah. Oh, I know what I want to tell y'all. Y'all got me off of just trying to say it's a DA quote unquote bail game in California. If you don't bail out, they will throw those charges back and warrant a rearrest bail. Wow. Wow. Money down for? Rearrest bail money down for? I don't know what that means at the end. But yeah, wow. That's interesting. Mm-mm. I agree with that, Chlorio. I agree. I agree. I agree. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. I agree with that. I sure do. Mm-mm. She's sneaking through the back door. I think she's trying to. Uh-huh. Mm-mm. Woman, like she was in their child, right? I think she in her own sector. But no, technically she not B sector in my mind. You know. It's just how I see it. I mean, we know that she was admitted in here to be content. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't. But I don't. Do I consider her B sector? No. You know, doesn't mind riding the coattail. She wants to. I agree with that, Switzerland. I agree with that. I agree with that. But birds of a feather flock together. So right now, Tracy don't mind riding the coattail either. She want it all too. So when you have two individuals like that, is it any surprise that they would be, friends right now? Is it any surprise that they would throw old girl under the bus because clearly she's the odd person out? You know what I mean? Is it any surprise? You already harmed a bear? I don't think you go any lower. Harmed a bear? What do that mean, Trey? Well, there is no low. And then here's the thing: when you get a person that's on drugs, those people, we've seen women, in the hood on drugs and all of this and all that, and she does nothing to remind me, of one of those women, but she's not beside the liquor store or sitting in the alley, doing anything for a little piece of change so she can get her next hit. I think that's just her mentality. That is the mentality, of a dope fiend. So she still has that mentality. And because she has that mentality, no, there is no low that she's willing to go. You know. And as far as Tracy, she's got that mentality as well, especially as it pertains to the internet, the B sector or whatever. When this just coming in. So you're gonna have to roll it back, babes. I hope you roll it back. If you ain't strong enough to take over. She needs moments for numbers, which includes a panel, hence CCs and Candy. Well, whether she's strong enough to take, I don't think she would ever take over the beef sectors. If that's what you're saying, because we know that won't end well. You know, so yeah, that wouldn't end well in general. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't expect anything like that to happen. Anyway, you know, but they're running a whole lot of different scenarios. I thought that was very interesting what they said about Kimmy and Brianna. I was like, wow, they really put that out there like that. Now I don't know if Tracy heard that or not, but I was like, wow, that's what we doing. I was like, okay, come on, new storyline, come on. Come on. Like I said, they're using Kimmy, which was the scapegoat, and Brianna, which is the deflection, and now they done tied the two together. I was like, wow, okay, here we go. Here we go. And I think they're doing that. They're still working on Kimmy. I don't think that they have Kimmy's channel where they want her channel yet. They want a lot of her people to turn on her. I think that she knows that now, you know. And so they want to, quote unquote, in my opinion, sort of like knock her off the internet pedestal or whatever, you know, you know. But who they coming for next? They done tried it with old girl over there. I don't know if they'll circle back around and start working on Pizarro again, or I don't know what the next play gonna be. I guess we have to watch out, and I guess we have to see. But I know somebody is planning on being the last one standing. Okay, and we should know now who that is. Out of everything that Kimmy has done, to MU was mad about Kimmy checking it. Right. Now we know that was some fake stuff. She wasn't mad about Kimmy hollering at her. She done had much worse stuff done to her. I mean, come on now, really. Child. She is addicted to attention. She sure is. Us and Jay said, Miss O, on a different note, I would love if you checked out, what is that channel? Help me understand how that video. I don't. If you can, I don't. I don't know nothing about that. I don't even like that comment in my chat. So, Cloud, if you in here, can you delete this comment by Hudson J or Hudson J? Can you delete that comment? I don't want to have to block you, but I want the comment out of my chat. So I don't know nothing about that. And no, I won't look at no video like that. Absolutely not. For what? Once Puppet Master Bradley started calling Kimmy the queen, I knew the lady in Chicago was gonna flip on her. Oh right, wow, really? Is that your theory? Okay, thank you, Hudson J. Yeah, I didn't want to delete you, but you probably don't know that I don't allow that kind of talk in my chat. Everyone wants attention. She ain't never mind. What? Yeah, just remove the comment. Yeah. Hudson J said he's gonna delete it. So thank you. Mm-hmm. I really can't remove the comment on StreamYard, but I can block on StreamYard. Now if I was on the computer, I could just delete the comment. But since Hudson J said he'll delete it, he or she'll delete it, then that's fine. They done nothing wrong. They just didn't know that I didn't allow that type of conversation in my chat. That's all. I was just raising a point because I know you don't support. Yeah, no, I don't. But I don't deal with anything of that sort of thing. I'm that's not my no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's not. Hey, Ronnie Q, have a great stream. You too, Strickland. Ronnie Q, I'm glad you're here. I want to ask you a question. Ronnie Q, the other night when you was talking to when you was asking that guy, that Kool-Aid Loco guy, I was wanting to know why you were so stuck on the car. What? Why were you asking him those questions? Because I mentioned it yesterday. You probably was somewhere else. I was wondering what the deal with you in the car was, because you seem to be, stuck on what he said about the car. Oh, no problem, Hudson J. I don't take it as disrespect at all. You just didn't know. If you didn't know, you didn't know. It's no problem. And thanks for deleting the comment. Thank you. I didn't want to block you. I just want the comment gone. I don't feel disrespected at all. If you didn't know, you didn't know. But there are just some things I refuse to talk about. That's all. No biggie. No biggie at all. If you didn't know, you didn't know. She just offline and was on for 5 hours, child. She just got offline. Who you talking about, Trey? You don't believe the MU is sober. Who knows? Maybe she's a functioning addict. A lot of people are functioning addicts and alcoholics. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised. So yeah. You're not so convinced about the Kool-Aid guy video? Well, only thing that he was doing really to me was talking about what he saw on the security cameras, you know. And so yeah. Oh, is that what you talking about, Trey? Oh, okay. Does she even sleep? Cause her and Tracy both they keep that demon time, don't they? Definitely a functioning addict. Yeah, I can see that, Miss Faven. Wouldn't be shocked at all. Yeah, Ronnie Q, she did ask for the cash out right back because she didn't get her question asked, child. But I just wondered what the hell the obsession was with the car. I didn't get that. Tread Jackson, she's live, I guess, every night. And post pictures from the mountains during the day. And she's sober. I think not. I heard that. Well, see, child, you know them addicts can stay up for days, child. Good morning, soul sister. Y'all call her misunderstood. I call her meth understood. Ooh, I heard that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Child. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Cause he was a fake with no information. Oh, do you think like I said, I felt like that he really he really was there at the Red Roof Inn, but I don't think he could tell anybody any more anything that he didn't see on the video camera. So is that why you calling him fake? Because the voice on that original tape that he put out is the same voice that I heard when he was talking to Beef in 313. So I think that he is the desk person, the front desk, the night front desk person or whatever. So why do you feel like he was fake? Tracy makes me wonder what's really going on in San Antonio. She's moving like she's safer I mean, she might feel like she's safer in Sacramento with people with that video that old boy put out yesterday. I thought that was a bit obsessive and stalkerish. In my opinion, I was like, wow, what is that about? And now they talking about him. So I was like, ugh. And why go by that lady's house like that? That is creepy as hell to me. I mean, also that's a safety issue to me. And y'all know how I feel about those safety issues. I'm like, wow, what the world? Oh, Kwani called him a jalapeno. Child, not a jalapeno. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Child. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So maybe she do feel like she's safer in Sacramento. I don't know. But I know she finally getting to have herself a good time. I guess, have the type of trip that she wanted to have. So, it is what it is. You know. Mm-mm. Judge Toller said that the worst thing about social media is the monetization of platforms. It causes people who would do anything for $1 to do it. Absolutely. I agree with her too when it comes to that. We've seen that. We've seen that with this situation. It causes people that are willing to do anything for $1 to do it. Perfect analogy, misbehaving. Because I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Someone will eventually get hurt. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that as well. Tracy could have gotten hurt when the dude was playing with the gun. Like I said, I think that part of it all got out of hand. Like I really do. But absolutely, but eventually, yeah. hmm You know, because we all know that eventually somebody's going to get seriously injured or unalive. That's a part of the train wreck that we are also refusing to look away from. Because yeah, eventually, I do believe something like that will happen. I was behind in the thread. That dude didn't have the proper information. And gave wrong information about the car. Yeah, now I talked about that yesterday. I don't even think that he was there when Tracy and Rob checked in. So I don't think that he knew what car he was driving. I don't think that he knew if it was a Civic or, and he also mentioned the Charger. So I do agree with that. I don't think that, like I said, I don't think that he know what they were driving. And as far as the tow away situation, I don't think that he really knew anything about that either. And so I do agree with that. I think someone gave him the video, and was told what went on. He wasn't. Oh, you don't think he's really a front desk person for the Red Roof Inn? Well, let me tell you about that. Well, now I also heard he said the cops were searching a Honda Civic, and he has a Dodge Charger. Right. like I don't know. I don't think he knew what car. I don't think it was there when they checked in. So I do agree that I don't think he knew what car was the Rob Rex car. So yeah, I do agree with that. Here's the next thing, Miss Olivia. Y'all remember that the other sectors warned the B sector that Methiana, aka MU, seems to always be trying to get black men locked up. Oh wow, is Tracy following her now? I mean, like I said, she took a play out the chick's book. I really don't think Tracy intended for the guy to get locked up. I think that there was just an unfortunate incident for him and a fortunate incident for her because it gives her more commentary, gives us something more to talk about, you know. And so yeah, MU did what Hassan Campbell did. Hassan came in on the S abuse slash BAM for attention. I remember that MU uses addiction and mental illness and scandals for attention. I agree with that. Then topics switches to what trends number. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. He actually had a video taken with his own camera too. Now that video that when he was on the second floor. Now I thought that video. I didn't think that that was video footage from a security camera. I thought that was video footage from a phone. The one that I saw. So yeah, usually at those hotels you have to provide model, make, and color. You're in order to not tow at check-in. So the guy may be correct. Yeah, I just don't think he knew. I don't think he was there when they checked in. So I don't think that he knew what car that they were riding in or whatever. I don't think that he knew. That's why he's saying a Civic at first, and then he said there's a Charger out there. Blah 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 blah. So I just don't think that he knew exactly what car Rob Rett was driving. I don't think it was there at the time. You know. And so yeah, but he did mention a Charger though, but he was stuck on the Honda Civic, you know. So I just think he simply didn't know. And also Grish and that lady, what was her name? The lady that also came up there, they pretty much verified the fact that they talked to him on the phone that night. So I don't know. I don't think that was fake because Grish and the lady verified it. They recognized each other's voice. So I think he was actually there. But I think the only thing that he could tell us is what he saw on the video camera and what he saw, outside of the room. So I don't know if people was getting upset about that. Tracy even said that he's going to get fired from his job, and she feel like she got a lawsuit against Red Roof Inn, and I disagree with that because Red Roof Inn is kind of like the McDonald's franchise. In the McDonald's franchises and a whole lot of franchises, they have these different McDonald's, for instance, and Red Roof's Inn. They all have the same name. They're all they say Red Roof Inn, right? But they are not necessarily connected to the Red Roof Inn Corporation. They're franchises. Like I think the guy said that Red Roof Inn was owned by a family or something like that. So that means that private ownership. The Red Roof Inn Corporation, she can't sue them because that is whoever owns that franchise, whoever owns that particular Red Roof Inn is the owner of it. That is their business. It don't have nothing to do with the Red Roof Inn Corporation. Does that make sense? Like people, you got McDonald's, right? McDonald's is a franchise. Different people own different McDonald restaurants. But McDonald corporate don't have anything to do with those privately owned franchises. Y'all see what I'm saying? Why we suing Red Roof Inn again? Yeah, she said she was she could sue Red Roof Inn, I guess, because of what Kool-Aid Loco, has said because he exposed the video, or whatever. I guess she feel like she got a suit when it comes to a privacy issue. But what she would have to do is find out who owns that particular Red Roof Inn and sue them. But you don't have any kind of suit for the Red Roof Inn Corporation. Do y'all see what I'm saying? She don't. People were getting it wrong. Like I said, our Red Roof Inns aren't owned by the corporation. Just like our McDonald's aren't owned by the McDonald Corporation. So singular people on, singular stores, but they are all under the same name, you know. And so, yeah, that's what's going on with that situation. So, no, she doesn't have a suit when it comes to the Red Roof Incorporation at all. No. Mm-mm. I don't even know if she has a suit technically against the family that owns that particular Red Roof Inn. But as far as getting that dude fired for what? For what? He just gave us some more tea, in my opinion, you know. But it was confirmed, like I said, by Grish and that lady, what's her name, Simply Made, that they did in fact talk to that guy when they were on the phone initially. So, yeah, it's suing the dishwater once it's already been thrown out. The damage was already done, but you suing the aftermath. Right, that don't even make no sense, right? That's some whole clown shit, some more nigga shit, and just very ignorant. Just something to say. Just something very ignorant to say, in my opinion. You know, he recorded the video to his phone. You're right, Miss Olivia. Yeah. I believe the video guy was there and took the video. Also called the popo. Well, he did call the popo along with the others, right? Along with others. I don't believe he knew as much as he let on. No, all he know is what he saw. That's all he know. Maybe people were getting mad because they thought they was gonna get more tea than they got from the guy. But the only thing he can talk about is what he saw. In my opinion, he didn't say anything about the charger until he stepped away and came back to the interview. Yeah, like I said, I don't believe Ronnie Q that he knew what type of car that they were driving. I don't believe that he knew that at all. I don't believe that he was on duty when Rob and Tracy checked in. That's why he don't know what car they drive. In my opinion. But like I said, Grish and the Simply Made did confirm that they actually talked to him at that front desk that night. So he does work there. And pretty much Tracy confirmed it too, because she said he gonna get fired. And she wanna, because of what he did, she thinks that she can sue the Red Roof Inn or whatever. So he was there. He just don't know no more than he saw. He's a night shift worker, and would know definitely what car belonged to Rob since Tracy checked in on day shift. Right, exactly. That is what I felt about it. You know, right, it's a franchise. Red Roof Inn is a franchise. Yeah, he was lying about the car because he didn't know what car that he drove. I agree. But my issue is, what do the car have to do with anything anyway? Honestly. What was the purpose behind that question, if you don't mind me asking? Because I was wondering that yesterday. I asked some people in the chat, what was the fixation with the car? Like, who cares if he knows, what kind of car they were driving or not? Because the car didn't commit a crime. The car wasn't in the hotel acting a fool, you know. But yeah, all he should have said was, I don't know what kind of car they drove in on. I wasn't here then, you know. That's what he should have said. Yeah, to me, in my mind, the car is absolutely irrelevant. But the fact that he was in fact there at the front desk proved that he's not, lying about the fact that he was there, because it was confirmed by 3 other people. So yeah, he's not lying about being there. But I don't think he know what kind of car that they drove. But the car is irrelevant anyway in my mind. That's just me. So I didn't understand the line of questioning. That's all. I just want to know why you were so fixated on the car. Like I said, I asked that question yesterday. I was thrown off by that. She probably got that room. Uh, do you want me to drop the link so you can tell me, or do you want to type it in the chat, or do you just not want to respond, Ronnie Q, at all? She probably got that room and didn't even put Rob on the room. Maybe, probably not. I think they asked about the car because Tracy said Rob car was nice. Then said it was trash. Now I heard her say, yeah, you're right about that. And people wanted to know what type of car had the breathalyzer in it. Okay, I understand that. But still, in my mind, I was like, okay, what the car got to do with it? What does it matter? I'm glad that whatever kind of car was, I'm glad that he can't drive it anymore so that he can't kill somebody. That's the reason why the breathalyzer was in it in the first place, so he can't kill nobody with the car. Ronnie Q said, Beauty, maybe not to you, but him lying about parts of his story was my reason for pinning him down. down about the car. Well, is that I think that do you believe that that's the only part of the story that he was lying about, or do you think that he was lying about other things as well, Ronnie Q? Because I think that he should have said, I don't know what kind of car he was driving, because I wasn't here when they checked in. Now I do believe he lost some credibility by just not saying that. Mm-hmm. Will the court see this arrest as a violation of his parole, or can he still get out and maintain his parole? I don't I don't understand the American justice system. Now I think that because it's a weapons charge, I don't think well, I would hope that they see it as a violation of his parole. I would hope that they do, absolutely. And I would hope that, clearly he's still, incarcerated. So, yeah, yeah. He wasn't sure from what I get. Yeah, you mean about the car? Yeah, he don't know what kind. He just should have said, I don't know what kind of car they was driving. So then it wouldn't have been an issue if he just would have, fessed up and said, I don't know what kind of car they were driving. I wasn't here then. I wasn't here when they checked in. That's what he should have said. You know, no reason to lie about it. Just say you didn't know. I'm wondering what would make someone go along with giving out information over the phone to strangers while at work. I'm wondering what would make someone go along with giving it. I don't understand with strangers while at work. Well, the reason why, well, because people, the sector was wanting the tea. He had already shot the video. He figured he could make him some little cash out money off of it. He's already used to YouTube, so he was running the play. He was trying to get us some cash apps. Cause he shot a video. That's all. He needs to sit in prison. He's still drinking with. Absolutely, I'm glad he locked up. Because, like I said, by him being locked up, that could have saved somebody's life. Because either he would have killed somebody with the car or the gun. So, yeah, I'm glad he locked up. I don't feel no ways about him. I think he played himself at the end of the day, and that's what he get. Because I believe that that's his karma. I don't believe that it's Tracy's karma, but I do believe that it's his karma. And so, yeah. Mm, yeah. Ronnie Q. Tracy confirmed that Rob had his keys on him. When he was yes, she said he had his keys on him. He had the keys on him. Yes, she did. But still, okay. All right. Whatever. People are more likely to answer over the phone than in person. You can get a lot of info from a person over the phone. Well, I think that people thought that guy had a lot more info that he had. I don't think that we can dispute the fact that he was there. I don't think that fact can be disputed. Whether he lied about the car or not, I don't think that the fact still remains is that he was there and he did. Either he lifted the video camera footage, but it looked to me like he took the video. Tracy even said she believed that he was some guy with something green over his face or something like that. She says she believes that was that guy. I get it. So the video was from his personal phone. The first video that I saw, it looked to me, and by the fact that he was talking in the background, it looked to me that the video was from his phone. So that's what it looked to me like. The car is relevant. OG Beauty says the car is relevant because the police weren't there for a vehicle. They were there due to the cause. I think that's what makes the car irrelevant. Actually, you said the car isn't relevant. I agree with you, right? The car isn't relevant because they was there, because people was calling cause robbing that gun, the weapon situation. So yes, absolutely, that makes the car irrelevant. I agree. Absolutely, he was there. I think people, like I said, thought, but how can he know, really what was going on in the room? He wasn't in the room with him. No G Beauty. Well, why did the police search the car then? I wait. They searched the car because they wanted to see if possibly there's another gun in his possession, or maybe drugs, or maybe whatever. So why wouldn't they search the car, Ronnie Q? They were simply doing their job. He did play himself. He played a fool and got a foolish prize. Yes, he did, just net. That's why they searched the car, because why wouldn't they search it? That's what they're supposed to do around the queue because the calls were about him having a weapon. Yeah, that's why they searched the car to see if maybe I've had if there was even more evidence. Why wouldn't they search the car? I hope they searched the car and did their job. Hmm He could have had another firearm in his car. For all they know, they don't know. He could have had drugs. You got to remember, he is a black man, and he was absolutely intoxicated. So maybe they want to search the car for drugs or something. Why wouldn't they? That's just another charge. If they would have found something in the car, it would have been another charge. Hmm They were doing their job, in my opinion. That's why they searched the car. That's what they're supposed to do. hmm So yeah, that's just how I feel about it, y'all. As far as that car is concerned, like I said, in my opinion, the car is irrelevant. He was not when the police knocked on his hotel room door. They didn't knock on the car door. They knocked on the room door. You see what I'm saying? So that's what made the car irrelevant to me. So what the guy didn't know, what kind of car they drove. He just should have said I wasn't there. I wasn't there when they checked in. I'll drop it around the queue. I wasn't there when they checked in. I don't know what kind of car they drove. You should have just told the truth. Why lie? There are protocols to follow in every absolutely. That's what I'm saying. There are protocols to follow in every situation. Absolutely, I agree. I dropped the link around the queue. So if she is saying she played Robert, she didn't say she played him. No, she didn't say she played him at all. Robert, I'm just coming in. Did she play the subbies? Yes, she played the subbies as well for sympathy money. And then she bragged about it, in my opinion, when she said she went to the mall and bought her expensive pair of jeans. Mm-hmm. I'm at work, so I apologize. Yeah, you in it. No, she didn't say out of her mouth that she played anybody. You know, evidence of a gun or drugs give them the right to absolutely, absolutely. Just net. Let me hold on. Ronnie Q, is this you?
Hey, Miss Olivia.
Hey.
Yeah, that's my point. They had the right to search the car. My whole point was this dude said that when he saw them out there searching the car, and then someone else asked him what kind of car it was, he said,
Mhm.
I think it was a Honda Civic or. And then I was like, he doesn't have a Honda Civic. What is this dude talking
Right.
about? And
Right.
furthermore, the whole premise of the interview, he had written a post on his page that had got passed around saying if you guys want to believe that story that's being told, go ahead and believe it, but you guys are being told a bunch of lies. I
Mhm.
have the real story. If you guys want to hear the real story, uh hit up my Cash App. And
Mhm.
I wrote him, nobody's gonna give you no money in your Cash App for a promise of a story when we don't
Mhm.
even know if you know anything that's different from what's been said. And then
Mhm.
then Troy secured the interview, and in my opinion, he did not know anything that he could not have garnered off of that video. And it was like several inconsistencies I was trying to pin him down on for that reason because he offered nothing that was the real truth and that we were believing and he had a real truth. He offered nothing of that sort. So that's the reason why I was trying to pin him down on particular facts. And another thing, he said that Tracy didn't open the door, that she laid there and the cops opened the door. They had an extra key, but they didn't have to use it or something to that effect. But everybody knows that Tracy said, come in. And then she said, oh, let me open the door. So, I mean, this guy was sitting up there trying to play like he had more information than he did. So that's kind of
I
why
agree.
I was trying to be a stickler about
Mhm.
things because he said, they had the four doors open in the trunk and they were searching the car. And I'm
Mhm.
like, Rob doesn't have a Honda Civic. So
Right.
that was just my point, just trying to pin him down to
Mhm.
like show that this guy doesn't even know these types of details that he's trying to put out, and they were
Okay.
wrong.
So
And the
you
thing
weren't
about
trying to say that he wasn't the night guy. You was just trying to say that he was in, not telling the truth about some of the stuff that he was saying.
yeah, and his whole point was to get Cash App to find out
Mhm.
information that hadn't been known to everyone else, and he
Right.
everything that he gave, and the fact that he had to even step away to
Mm-hmm.
even before he even said anything about a charger also was in the parking lot, and it had a nice paint job. See, I don't know anything about what kind of paint job the dude has on there, but he made
Mm-hmm.
sure to say, oh, and it had a nice paint job, like he was fed that information while he stepped away from the phone. And then all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, because he said nothing about a charger, and then Tracy had said that the police told her that the car was going to be impounded and Rob took his keys with him. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like she could drive the car. So that's why I asked him, was the car impounded? And he said, no, I think his family came and picked it up. Well, it wasn't there the
Right.
next day. Well, if you had an event at your place of work, when you change shifts, if somebody came and towed cars, you're going to get a report about what's going on before the
Mm-hmm.
next person leaves in most jobs, especially when you had some type of event like that go on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just my experience. You get a turnover, you get information, you just don't
Right.
come in without a turnover. So
Mm-hmm.
people saying like, oh, he doesn't work 24 hours. Duh. Who thinks he works 24 hours? But do people have experience working when there is some type of crisis that goes on at their place of work, when vehicles have to be towed at their place of work, and if they did have to sign the vehicles in, that's even more of a reason why they would have had a report about this vehicle being towed from the people who were trespassed out of the facility. So
Mm-hmm.
like everybody act like these questions are dumb, and maybe you're not so smart in
I don't.
thinking
Wait a
about
minute. Let me stop
why
you right there.
I'm
I don't
asking.
think that wait a minute. I don't think that questions were dumb. But are you saying that? Are you trying to imply that he's not the desk worker at all, or just simply he told a whole lot of lies? Because I do
Well,
believe, I agree that he told a whole lot of lies. He just should have said I didn't know. So,
it's
but do you think that he wasn't working there at all?
from my understanding, the title that he gave, he sounded more like the security officer. It wasn't a straight up security officer. It was something asset management or something to that effect. The title, I cannot remember his title, but you know how they put titles on um sanitation engineer, you know, you're a garbage man.
I mean,
So
well,
it was
clearly it's
like,
a small,
yeah,
clearly it's a small, family owned business, and so I think that he was just a night worker. But are you not believing that he even worked the desk at night?
I believe he may have been the security guard at
I
night.
doubt that they had security. Honestly, in my
Mm,
opinion, but I could be wrong. But
I
even if
could
he
be
was
wrong as
security,
well.
uh huh.
I
So
could be
you're
wrong as
saying you
well.
do believe that he worked there though?
I believe he
Because
worked. I,
okay,
I, I believe he worked there, but the
okay,
whole point of his story was just kind of like really off, and he was trying to pump it up like he knew more than he actually
yes,
knew. Like he
yes,
was right
step
up
up for
on
cash
it,
app.
and
I agree with that. Yeah.
he could hear information that
Mhm.
we were not privy to. So
Right. I do
yeah,
agree with that. Absolutely.
that's a
Because clearly
that
he
was
didn't know. Clearly he didn't know anything more than he saw on the video.
correct.
Clearly. So I do agree that it was like Mr. Behavior said, it was a cash grab. But I do believe my question is, I do believe that he worked there. Under whatever title he was working there, I do believe that he worked there. And I thought that you was trying to pin him down, with asking him about the car. I felt like you was trying to say that he didn't work there, but now you're saying that you do believe he worked there under whatever title. So that was really
Yeah,
my question.
yeah.
Because I
I
believe he
was.
worked there too.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't doubting that he worked there. Not at
Uh-huh.
all. I believed he
Uh-huh.
worked there, but he was just and I don't know why. It was like two simple questions he could have answered, like what car were they driving, and he stepped away when someone asked him another question, and then he
Mhm.
came back with the answer. So I didn't
That
know what that was about. So that's when I started giving him the side eye when he stepped away from someone asking him an easy question, and he's like, "Oh,
right.
wait a minute, the phone's ringing," and then he came back, and it was like the same length of time, and it was an extended length of time. So it's like
Mhm.
he had to like I don't know, talk to
Yeah.
somebody, review something before
Well,
he could give the answer to these simple questions. He
yeah.
could have answered the question and then said, "Hold on, these questions were so simple." But that's just
Right.
my
Yeah, no,
opinion.
I do agree with that. I believe the only tea that he had was the footage. And the only thing that he could talk about was the footage. I don't believe that he knew anything else. I also don't believe that he knew what kind of car the guy was driving because he simply wasn't there on that shift. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so that's
So
just what
that's
I
it.
believe.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, that's yeah, because I was like, clearly he worked there, so so yeah, he just didn't know what he was making it out that he knew. He didn't know nothing and so yeah. So I get what you're
But
saying about it too. I agree.
I want to know, what do you think about this alliance and its breakup?
Hold on a minute, okay, Ronnie Q, hold on.
Miss Olivia got to put me on hold because she got to go ask somebody to answer, just like that car dude, just like that hotel dude did. She don't know the answer to a simple question, and she gonna come back, and then she gonna Google somebody and ask them, "What should I tell Ronnie Q? I think about the alliance. I don't want to get in trouble." Cause them alliance girls, they so strong. They may get me. In my opinion, Regina M, the video guys should not have been on there answering any questions. They are definitely going to go after his job. And well, we knew that on the day of, but Tracy has since come out and said, oh, he's fired. Oh, he's fired. But, that was not his place to do that. Yeah, he was at work during the interview as well. Yeah, so he may have had to answer the phones. I may just be over analyzing some things, but it just sounds strange.
All right, sorry about that, Ronnie Q. I had to go get the door. I'm at home
You
today, and I'm sorry. So no, I didn't go have
no,
to. What
yeah,
was it
you heard
about the
me.
alliance thing?
You heard me.
What
I
was
said you had to go ask somebody. What should you say? What should your answer be about the alliances? Because you don't want to get in trouble. You had to do like the dude at the hotel.
right. So what do I think about the alliance splitting up? Was that the question?
Hmm.
I think that you know, we know that when it comes to YouTube and the games that some people play, that there really was never an alliance. There really is no alliance when it comes to anybody, in my opinion, because YouTube, when it comes to YouTube content creators, you have to side eye anybody that say they are in alliance with anybody because we've seen from and we know from experience that that stuff don't last, no time, you know. Um,
Hmm.
and so as far as this thing right here go, I'm not surprised. I just didn't know how it was gonna play out. When it comes to that lady in Chicago and Kimmy, and Tracy, they all pretty much have gone against one another. So why would we think
Hmm.
that they are forming an alliance to what? Just go after Pizarro? That don't make no sense. There's plays, up under plays here. You know what I mean? And the best
And
player wins. We've seen it before. So
and
I'm not. So I do think that when it comes to Kimmy and MU and I think that the lady in Chicago caught the play, but I think that when it comes to MU and Tracy, and Kimmy, I think that Kimmy was out of the loop. I think that she was a scapegoat. I think that MU and Tracy had been wanting to get rid of Kimmy. Do you see what I'm
why do
saying?
you think
So
why do you think Kimmy was the scapegoat? Kimmy came out here and showed some receipts yesterday, and
I
if you
saw that
watch,
video.
okay, she
I
came
think
out
that I
here.
think that I think that she didn't know that they were going to use her as a scapegoat. Number one, I think that she felt like she was in a loop because she's supposed to been friends with MU, but MU clearly was never for her. MU, I think MU was for her as long as it benefited her, but Tracy is a better fit for her, especially when it comes to the game that she run with these guys and stuff. So I think that she was made scapegoat simply because she didn't know what she thought she know. Now, all those receipts that she showed yesterday, I saw that. She was trying to prove that, she said this and she said that, but
So
that
what did
that
it
that is
prove?
irrelevant to me.
Right. Because the receipts proved MU's story. That's exactly what those receipts proved. Those
Well, she
receipts
was
didn't
just
prove.
she was just when she did that yesterday. I think that video was unfortunate because the video that she should have been making yesterday is, I know you bitches used me as a scapegoat or threw me under the bus.
No, she threw
You
herself
know.
under the bus. No, she threw herself
Well,
under
yeah,
the
she
bus,
threw herself under the
in
bus. I
my
agree with you.
opinion,
Yeah, I
because
agree with that
this is
video.
just my opinion. With that video, when she came out with something about like she couldn't take it because of this alliance, and oh, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And it's like, well, and but like that's like the first question that come to your mind. Well, why are you up here making a video about it if you're so worried about Tracy and this breaking down and crying and all this type of stuff? Well, uh, and somebody asked her, "Did you contact Tracy to let her know how you feel?" Uh, Me and Tracy don't talk behind the scenes. I don't have Tracy's number. And then now 20 minutes later, you then did what you could have did before you made the first video. If you really were so concerned about Tracy, to contact Tracy and tell Tracy your concerns, not get an audience to sit up here and pretend like you're so concerned about Tracy that you need to cry and all this type of stuff. Not at one time in all those receipts did she show that she wanted MU to pass a message to Tracy about her concerns. No, when she said anything about what was going on with Tracy and them, she said, "This is making me look bad. This is not good for me. Oh, Tracy is dumb. Tracy is this. Tracy is that." She had no concerns for Tracy, but she came and made a video. And this is before she made the video. And then she came and made a video talking about how concerned she was for Tracy and she can't do this and all this tears and crying and having to step away from the camera. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. And then she came out here uh flinging her hands and showing all these receipts that were allegedly to show that her her man wanted to talk to Rob, and that's the only reason why she fired up that second live. But at no and MU, she didn't ask MU to to uh get Rob to hit the link, and it clearly says after this happened, that happened, then Rob can hit the link. So, it was just a bunch of BS, a bunch of lies. And she thinking she can retell the story and showing and putting a narrative around the receipts that you're actually seeing. It was ludicrous. It was really, really ludicrous. And then on
Well,
top of it, on the first page of receipt she showed, she talked about, oh, and then we had a phone conversation here and we had a phone conversation there. Well, how come in all of the other receipts there were no phone conversations in between, even when you can see MU's answering saying, "Oh, that was a while ago." So it was no phone conversations then. And then it was curious that when MU was dropping the same receipts, it was a whole lot of other texts in between. How come Kimmy didn't show all them? It was
well,
some new stuff in between that Kimmy didn't show.
I feel like that video yesterday was her trying to save face. I think that she
Yeah,
caught on to the game too quick. That's why she was scapegoated. I don't, and whether she was genuinely concerned about Tracy or not, I'm not surprised that she wasn't. If she wasn't, because they ain't friends, they don't like each other, they don't win at each other's throat.
right.
But as far as her running a play, I mean, making a chess move when she
Hmm.
came out with that first video of about no alliance is worth this and all of that. She might have been catching on that she was being scapegoated because if you remember, she was trying to remain cordial with but Five wasn't having it. That lady in Chicago wasn't having it because, like I said, that lady in Chicago caught the play too. You see what I'm saying? So by the time Kimmy caught it, because of MU, I believe. It was too late, and by this time she got a saved face.
And
Hey,
this is
Villanova, how
person,
you doing?
this person sitting up there. That's not true. She provided receipts. She provided
Villanova, I
receipts.
would like to ask you some questions. Will you hit the link? Cause
She pro-
girl,
she provided receipts that she asked MU to get Rob and Tracy on the panel on that second live after she said she was done with Tracy, after she
right? I
called
mean,
Tracy,
she was still
after
stuck
she
on that. You know what I mean? But that was just
at,
saving face from the kid.
but this person is talking about she showed receipts that
Right.
clearly vindicated her. None of these receipts that she showed vindicated her. And
Well,
then
no, you
she
know,
actually
but see, unapologetically me. That wasn't the purpose. The purpose of the video yesterday wasn't necessarily for vindication. Um, okay, Villanova, it was to save face. You got to understand. Um, in the midst of this whole thing, she probably thought that she knew everything was going on. I mean, I really feel in my heart that she knew Tracy was running the play, but she didn't know she was going to be scapegoated. So
well,
the purpose of
well
that stuff yesterday was simply to save face. All that stuff with the emails and that girl, that's just to save face. That is not nothing. Because
okay.
you can't, you found out the game too late. You know,
Okay,
you
so
didn't catch on the play as fast as Phi Babe did, and she didn't catch on the play as fast as even Jay Wilson did. It was
so
a
it
safe face. So all of that yesterday was for what? For
So
the
if
safe face.
she was so concerned about Tracy and everything,
She wasn't
why
concerned about
hold
it.
on, hold on. The day before that, she made a video saying that she wasn't worried about Tracy because it was all a play. And then you come right back out and with tears and talking about the alliance, talking about how concerned you are. So which one is it? See,
I think
like,
that she
and
was
see,
trying to
that's
even say.
why. Go ahead.
I think that she was even trying to save face about that because that, like I said, that play went over her head. She was played that she was kicked to the curve on that play right there. I mean, you got to realize
Unapo-
who you dealing with here. Who are you?
unapologetic
Who you dealing with?
unapologetically me. I don't care if I get on your nerves. Tell me
Um,
where I'm lying. Tell
no, you're
me
not
where
lying
I'm
about nothing.
lying.
It's just that. It's just that I think that we are looking at it in two different ways. I think that she was just a scapegoat. She trying to save face. Let me see if this video on. Hold
Well,
on, man.
that's what you get when you're not truthful. That's what you get when you're
Villanova, is this
a
you?
grown woman
Yes,
playing
hi, good
games.
morning.
Hi,
Hey,
V Lenore.
hey. Well, I mean, they all
Hello.
play. I mean, it's all a game. It's YouTube. Did you see what I'm saying? It's all a game. It's just that you got to one false move, one wrong move, and
Mhm.
then your chess piece is going to be knocked down. It's just that some people are better at playing the game than others. And then on this move right here, she made a wrong move. She didn't
Okay.
realize she was being scapegoated, in my opinion.
Well, I'm not playing games on YouTube. I'm just giving commentary of the beef sector. So
I
if
just didn't
the
watch.
beef sector has become a stage of calculated moves and
It's been that way.
phony ass bullshit,
It's been that
I'm
way.
just giving commentary.
Well, I just sit on the porch and do my
Child.
do my
Because
critical thinking as it
who
pertains to
really
some of
has
the
the
things.
time? Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's been that way for years. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Honestly, it's been. But if you, like I said, some people play the game, and some people, like me, I sit on the porch and analyze, because I don't have the time or the energy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're gonna play the game, you better play it smart. I ain't even mad at her for playing the game because I myself find it very entertaining.
Okay.
Let's just say I am. I'm real petty
I
when it
hate
comes to stuff
I
like
hate
that.
people trying to play with my intelligence with a bunch of BS.
Well, I
So
mean,
that's
that's
why
but you know
it
what?
kind of
People get too
irritates
invested.
me.
Mhm.
Right. Some people get too invested.
I'm
You know
not
what I mean?
invested.
And
I'm
no, I'm
just
not
I don't
saying
like
you.
uh-huh.
I'm saying like as far as the subscribers go, because you are now a content creator.
Mhm.
I think that when you allow yourself to get to them and you actually start caring about these people, some of these people, I'm just gonna say some, you always gonna get your feelings hurt. And so, but you got to recognize, and a lot of the subscribers don't realize that a lot of this stuff is just a game.
Yeah, and it's like really sad because if you have people at points of going on these highs and lows and emotional woes with you and stuff, and you only playing them to get cash apps and money, it's not,
Mhm.
it's really not cool. I mean, I have some type of fucking dignity about myself, and I
Absolutely.
just
A lot
just
of
got to
people do.
call it like
I
I
know.
see it, and it's not cool.
Absolutely.
But they
Absolutely.
can do
That's
what
not
they
what I
do,
do.
and I'm just gonna talk about it as
Yeah.
plainly as I speak.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
hey,
That's what you're
good
supposed to do.
morning, V Lenore.
Good morning. Good morning. I have a question though before we even start talking because I came in literally like a few seconds before I typed in the chat. So
Okay.
who is it that you were speaking of that you felt made a wrong move? Were you speaking of Kimmy
Kim.
or yeah? Hmm.
Kim. I
Okay.
felt like
Yeah,
Kimmy made a wrong
yesterday
move.
yeah, she was a little overzealous yesterday, I think. And I just felt
Mm.
like it was so funny because I was watching that live and I was like, what did she prove? I didn't feel like anything was proven. I
Nothing.
didn't feel
Mm-mm.
every point she acted like I mean, there were things she threw in there that no one was even questioning her about. It was really
Right.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so glad when Five Bay went live and literally broke it down point
Mm-hmm.
by point by
I,
point.
I feel like that video yesterday was her trying to save face.
It
I
was.
felt like the wrong move was made. Um, with that, was it the first video or the second video that she did? And that Rob guy, she asked MU to
Mm,
tell the Rob guy to come up there. I think from
mhm,
that point on, it was a
mhm,
wrong move.
And
mhm.
then
You know.
Fabe made this point that I caught immediately when Kimmy said it. Uh, we were on the phone and we discussed what we were gonna talk about, and then I asked MU, "What are you gonna talk about?" Like,
Right.
wait a minute, in the
But
same
that's what I said.
sentence,
From then on, it was a wrong
back to
move.
back
You know.
sentences. I was just like,
Right.
"Oh my god!" I,
It was a wrong it was a wrong move. Like, so if you make a wrong move when you're playing the game, you make that
Well,
one, you slip, and this is what it is.
I'll
Go
be
ahead,
honest
Bruno.
with you. I think she
Hmm.
made the wrong move. I mean, the wrong move started last Sunday when she made the first live. That was
Yeah, that's what
literally
I'm
the
talking.
wrong move.
Well, I don't know
Oh,
if it was
okay.
the first or the
well,
second live, Bruno, but the live I'm talking about is with the Rob situation. So was it the first or the second one?
No, that was the second. But the
Okay.
reason why I say the first one was the first
Okay.
wrong move was because,
Oh.
as a member of the alliance, supposed
Hmm.
alliance, right?
Uh-huh.
Like
Uh-huh.
everybody was coming down on Tracy already. So why
Right.
would you come out as a part of the alliance acting as if, you're so concerned
Right.
and not even reaching out to her when you had the
Mhm.
ability to reach out
Right.
to
Well,
her?
see, that was a
that's
wrong
what I
move
just
too.
said.
I do think that she may have been triggered because I think that she's dealt with some domestic violence in her
Bullshit.
life. But I also think that the concern wasn't wasn't
That
real,
wasn't
if you will.
genuine.
It wasn't
No,
because she had the
No.
ability to reach out to Tracy, which she
exactly.
demonstrated in her second video by
Right.
calling MU and telling Tracy and Rob to hit her panel because her
Right.
alleged man was upset and wanted to address Rob.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so you muted yourself, but you're not addressing everybody telling you how silly you looked in the first
Mhm,
video saying
mhm,
you didn't reach out to Tracy to tell her your concerns
Mhm.
because you
mhm.
don't have Tracy's phone number and you and Tracy don't talk behind the scenes
Right.
like that, and I don't
Right.
have her number,
Right.
only
But let's
to
be
Well,
clear.
so.
come back. Go
But
ahead.
but here's the thing. She did have, obviously, MU has access to
Yes.
Tracy in that way. And do
Right.
you guys remember when Kimmy would be coming out here acting like she's exposing stuff and saying she was gonna send all the receipts to Tracy via email and Tracy
Mhm.
would
Mhm.
post them on her community wall? So how
Mm,
are
I
you
Mhm.
didn't even
sending
think
them
about
to
that.
Tracy?
Mm.
How'd you do that? You had to do
Wow.
that via email. That means you had the contact information. So you could have reached out to
Mm.
Tracy if you had concerns. That's bullshit. That's
Exactly.
the first thing.
So when you
And
Now, the
when you
reason why she did that second live, Olivia, is because
Mhm.
after the first live, I told her
Mhm.
off.
Okay.
I
Well, now
told
see,
her
I
off.
didn't see V Lenore. I didn't see the first live. I
Okay.
came in on the second live. Now I didn't see
Mm,
the first live. I saw the live that was titled about "No Alliance is Worth This" or something like that.
right. That was the
That
first
is
that's
one.
that
the
is where
first
I
live.
started. That is where I. So is that the
That's the
first live?
first one.
That's the
Yeah.
first one. That's the first
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay, so
no alliance is worth this. So she did all that.
okay, so
And
this
then when
is
she got off,
that's
I
what I'm
told her
talking
off and
about.
I said basically what I just
Okay,
said to you, that, if you had concerns, why wouldn't you just reach out to her behind the scenes and express your
right.
concerns?
I mean, clearly,
If you're
right.
triggered, why are you out here online talking to people about it? Why don't you talk
Mm.
to the person that triggered you? Or why
I
don't
mean, she
you
got to
pray
make her
about it?
video. She got to make her click on her view. You know what I mean? It's
But
still
she could
YouTube.
I still feel like she could have done it a different way. So when I
I don't know.
expressed all
Well,
that to
no,
her,
well, no, because she wasn't genuinely concerned.
no, she
You see what I'm
wasn't
saying? We've
at
And
all.
established that she wasn't genuinely concerned. As she had the contact information, like you said, V Lenore, and she could have
we
reached out,
established
to so we
I'm
know that
sorry.
she wasn't genuinely concerned, But my
Mhm.
thing is, I just felt like I don't realize that I think she realized too late that hey, I'm going to be scapegoated in this whole situation. Maybe I didn't play this whole thing wrong. You
But
know what I
Miss
mean?
Olivia,
She's
if
MU. She's making MU the scapegoat. Really,
but
that's
if
Well,
what
the
she's
and
day
she
doing.
was trying to. I
Yep.
do agree with you that she was trying to make MU the scapegoat. But I
Yep.
believe that Tracy and MU already done decided to make her the scapegoat. She came in too late, in my opinion. In my
no,
opinion.
no, but the day before, I think she really did something that needs to be talked about too. The day before she made the concern video, she came out and said that it was all a play, and Tracy and Rob was just, doing what they could to collect
No, she
cash
didn't say
apps, and it
that.
was all a play.
She
She
didn't do that the
she
day before. She
was
didn't
that
do that.
wasn't the day before when she said it was all a play.
Mm-mm. She never said all that until recently.
Right. Yeah.
I
Now I
thought
remember
that
she
She
that
said
was
that
literally didn't say that
after.
until like a
her
few days ago.
concern.
Right.
Okay.
That was after the alliance video when she
Oh,
said it. Now I
okay.
Exactly.
heard some
See,
of that
let me
video too. That was after. Mm.
just to give
Okay.
you some context. So she did that first live. It was I was
No,
really
it
like,
was before. It was
no,
before.
no.
That's
She never expressed this ever until a couple of days ago.
uh,
Ever did she say anything about Rob and Tracy
Right.
making a play? She was
I
part
Right.
of
couldn't.
the
Okay, go ahead. I'm
never.
sorry.
She
Because
never
at
said
this point in
anything.
time, she's trying to save face, V
Yes.
Lenore, to your point. She's trying to save face by this point, because she
Hmm.
realized that, hold up, wait a minute, it's something going on and I missed something here. So even the
Hmm.
video yesterday was her trying to save face, and all that stuff
Hmm.
about the email, the text messages and stuff, that was neither here nor there. The point of the
Right.
video was for her to try to save face,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Yep. And I don't
Okay.
know if I mean I really felt like she was insulting the intelligence of her entire freaking audience, because
Hmm.
Absolutely.
I was sitting there like, what has she didn't say nothing. I mean, but some people
Absolutely.
fell for it. Like Jay Wilson is over there acting like he saw something. I
Well,
don't know
Hmm.
what
no,
he
Jay
saw.
Wilson. Jay Wilson. Let me tell you something, Visa, about Jay Wilson.
Uh,
Jay Wilson is playing the game too. Jay Wilson caught what was going on with Tracy, just like the lady in Chicago caught it.
Mm-hmm.
What was going on, and he just trying to make his coin. So when he's acting
Mm-hmm.
like he's shocked or concerned or irate, it's just him getting his coin. It's just him. It's just his version of the play. He want to get his
oh
piece of
my
the
God.
pie. That's all.
Okay.
Hmm.
And he
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
a right to do
Yeah.
it because Tracy said she was feeding the street, so he feel like, okay, I'm ready to eat too.
I'm
That's
still
all.
greedy. I may not be
You know,
eating food, but I eat coin.
Right.
that's true. That's
Right.
true. So, Vila, this is
Child.
what I had to ask you. So, did I
Okay.
hear correctly when you said that you and MU have been friends, behind the scenes, like for 6 months or for a while,
Yep.
or I
Yep.
heard, yeah. Now, see, I found that interesting. I
Mm-hmm.
really did. I found it interesting. Number one is because you didn't seem like, in my mind, that you are the type of
Well,
woman that would be associated with somebody like her. Number one, but then I found it
mm-hmm.
interesting. But then I also found it interesting. I didn't know that you could
Mm-hmm.
drag like that. Because the first time the first, now I don't know if you did it before, you know what I mean? But the first time I heard you was when I think you was battling with Pizarro and you set her down. And then
Mm-hmm.
you've been on Kimmy's neck setting her down. And I was like, wow, okay. This is V Lenore 2023 style, right? And so I'm glad you came over because, honey, I had no idea. I was like, well, maybe I need to start paying attention to her channel because it's a
No, because I
mess
never
going on there.
drag on my channel. That will never be on my channel. So that's
Okay,
why you never
okay.
see it, because I really, that's not the brand of my channel, you know.
Right. Yeah,
I
I know
enjoy the
that. So we
B.
got to catch you in the streets, right? Doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So I enjoy the B sector. I always say I'm a subscriber to the B sector, but my content is just not that. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, see that's why I was I didn't think that how did you and MU become friends? Have y'all met offline? Did y'all just
N-
form a situationship online? Or what was
no,
the deal with that?
initially we were somehow connected on IG. And at some
Oh.
point, she would come by at some point on my channel or see me over at Coupon Therapy when Coupon was doing a lot of videos. And you would has popped in over there. And so
Mhm.
we connected on IG after, I think, the first time she came over there. And then one day, she just we exchanged numbers. And she
Mhm.
reached out to me. She sent her phone number and she was like, "Hey, let's talk." So now, mind you,
Mhm.
I work I'm a type of person that knows that everybody has a story and that everybody is struggling with something. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't know. I just gave her a chance to to introduce herself to me. So when we talked the first couple of times, I told her, and she's heard me say this. I said it the other day out loud. Um, I'm sorry, in public rather, but in private, I told her, I was like, I don't trust you. I don't.
Mhm.
I said, I expect. She was like, "Why don't you trust me?" I said, "You're an addict,
Mhm.
and addicts lie."
Mhm.
So, that I feel like that is a part of the persona of an addict. So
Mhm.
until you're able to get healthy, and you can demonstrate that you're trustworthy,
Mhm.
then it was a very distant kind of situation at first.
Mhm.
And I would pop in to see what she was talking about over there, and I just felt like the platform was an extension of what was going on in her head. They were all over the place. They were calling it the
Mhm.
sobriety sector, but
Yeah.
everything but sobriety was being discussed over there. As
Yeah.
time went on, there was all this discussion too about, her children being taken and that sort of thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I also had heard that, they hadn't been taken and that really the
Mhm.
daughter was over here at the parents' house and all that. So she had
Oh, wow.
called me one day because she was upset about something. And that was probably, I think that was our first phone conversation. And we had a very long conversation. And I told her that the work that I do, I work in nonprofit, and the
Mhm.
organization I work for, we have addiction services, we have
Yeah.
veteran services, and we also
Mhm.
have reentry services. So
Mhm.
because of the training and things that I've done, I've come across
Mhm.
people who have had the same issues that she has had. So
Absolutely.
I can detect certain things. I'm not trying to act as if I'm an expert in the area.
No,
It's
no, I
just
get
that,
it.
I'm just
I've done this sort of work
familiar.
too. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I know that, I didn't want to, judge her. So, but
Right.
at the same time, I told her, let's be clear, I don't trust you. So,
Uh-huh.
and I'd asked her stuff about her kids. One day we were on the phone and a social worker actually showed up at her door, and
Oh, wow.
she kept me on the phone the whole time. And that's when I realized, she was
Oh,
like, "No,
wow.
I want you to stay. I want you to hear this, whatever, just stay on, whatever, with me."
Uh-huh.
And I
Uh-huh.
did, and and it was true.
Oh,
Everything she had
wow.
said about her kids being taken and that she's dealing with the system, that was real.
Mhm.
And I heard it firsthand.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh, wow.
so there was a time, it's so funny because a few days later, Kimmy went live, and MU and I never told anybody that we were in contact with each
Right.
other. And
Right.
Kimmy went live and was saying how somebody, I forgot who she was going off on, but she was accusing someone of having called CPS on MU, and that she was frustrated with it. And she said, and MU was on a call with another content creator. At that point, I thought she knew that we had a friendship, but she didn't. She didn't know it was me. So actually, right now is probably the first time it's ever been spoken. But I was on the phone with her. I heard the social worker um, deal with her, and I've also known that it has been hard for her to each day is hard for her. It's a battle, but I see her healthier now. I've talked to her about, doing other things with her time. She's preparing for a competition. She's taking classes right now. She's in treatment. She is doing so much, and I'm so proud of her. And we've talked about those things. So when I would go to her channel, because it was just a hodgepodge for a while there was just so many people there that I know I wouldn't have been comfortable in the chat, because people attack me just because I'm I'm with Babe Nation. So I was like,
Mm,
you had a whole bunch of folks over there fighting for space.
mm-hmm,
Their people. And I was like, I don't want to drop in the chat. But I would text
mm-hmm,
her, or she would text me while she was online. So I'd pop in every now and then. And as
mm-hmm,
time went on, I felt more comfortable dropping down in the chat. But people didn't
mm,
know, and I didn't feel like they needed to know. I
yeah,
actually was
yeah,
supposed to see her a couple weeks ago.
mm,
I was in California and not
mm-hmm,
and staying not too far from her. So,
mm-hmm.
we didn't get
Well,
a
it's
chance to connect.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, I'm glad to know that, because I did hear that her children had been taken,
Hmm.
and so I'm glad to know that just is not something that she was saying for YouTube, because it's a serious
Yep.
situation for me. And
Yep.
so I think you're kind of telling us, and I was still wondering if she still was a functioning addict. So if she really is in recovery, that's a good thing, you
She
know.
really is
Mm,
clean. I believe that with all my heart right now.
mhm,
I wouldn't have
mhm.
said that maybe 5 months ago. I wasn't sure,
Right,
but right
right.
now, I'm pretty positive. Yeah,
Okay.
she's a sweet
Well, do
girl,
you think?
actually.
Yeah. Do you think that Kimmy, and somebody want to ask you something in the chat, but let me ask you this first. So Kimmy, um, didn't know that you and her were speaking as
Nope,
well. Oh
nobody
wow.
knew.
How do you think that she feels about that? Have y'all discussed that?
Well, she just found out this weekend. So no,
Oh wow.
everybody just found out this weekend. We didn't tell
Right.
anybody.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
Has
sure
have
she's in
y'all
her
discussed how
feelings.
she feels about that? How she feels about not knowing that
It
you and
wasn't none
MU
of
were
her
friends?
business.
That's
Yeah,
true. Wasn't none of our business. I
Mm-mm.
agree. But anyway, Chlorio had a question for you. She wants to know, does she feel that MU befriended her in order to get close to Phi? And
No,
she
I don't think
says
that
that
at
it's
all.
obvious.
We don't
Mm-hmm,
even.
mm-hmm,
Let me tell you something, and this is the honest to God's truth. Now I know that I've heard people say this, and I didn't believe them, but this is the truth here. When
mm-hmm.
she and I were talking, we didn't even talk about uh, I was about to say Facebook. We didn't even talk about YouTube.
Right,
We literally did not talk about YouTube.
right.
And she was in circles that I didn't necessarily, you know, I wasn't a part of out here in
Mm-hmm,
YouTube land.
mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm,
wasn't interested in talking about those people that she was
mm-hmm.
dealing with at the time. And I just
Yeah.
felt like, if she and I were going to forge any kind of relationship, we were talking about
Uh-huh.
life stuff. And I remember telling
Right.
her she had too much time on her hands, that she was on social media way too much, and that
Mm-hmm,
having these addiction issues,
mm-hmm.
she's
Well,
not doing a
the social
service to
media is an
herself.
addiction as well, right?
It
Social media
is.
is a kind of, for some people, it's an addiction
Absolutely.
as well.
It
And so
is.
maybe she substitutes one thing for the other. I
She
know that there
was.
has been a lot going on with her for social media forever. Do you
Yep.
see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
And I told
I
her, I
would
said,
hope
you
that.
need to be volunteering. You need to be taking a class. You need to be doing something. And she
Hmm.
actually did it. I mean, she's
Hmm.
literally preparing for a competition that's in the end of June. She's got
Hmm.
she's got dance classes. She goes to
Hmm.
Pilates. She goes
Hmm.
to see her therapist.
Trying to keep
She's
herself busy.
driving every day to take her kids to school 45 minutes
Yeah.
each way. So she's
Woo!
busy during the day.
Yeah, trying to keep
Mm-hmm.
herself busy. That, I mean, yeah, that's a good thing right there. But
Yep.
also, what do you think about some people thinking that you are only going after Kimmy for a five?
I ain't going after any. First of all, let me clear this up right now. I don't do
Okay,
anything for Phi.
okay,
Nothing. I speak for
Okay.
myself. I love Phi Babe. That's my girl. She's my
Mhm.
fave. But
Mhm.
and I am Babe Nation, but
Mhm.
I don't do that for
Okay.
Phi or anything. I'm not
Mhm.
going after Kimmy. I'm really not.
Right. It's just that you
She
pretty much, but tell the truth, V Lenore. Let me stop you right there. But I understand that it's just that some, I'm sure you heard that some people were, suspecting that that was the case. So moving on from that, I think the fact is, it seemed like you just don't like the girl, as far as Kimmy goes. Now, but my question is, do you not
I
like her
tried.
because you fit? Now, let me ask you this. So, do you not
I was
like
just
it? Because see,
her
it
moderator.
sounds like. I know, but it sounds like you've become protected over MU because y'all have a genuine connection, and ain't nothing wrong with that because clearly
Mhm.
MU needs somebody. Do you see what I'm saying? Now I don't know where her family is in this equation, or even if
Mhm.
she has the type of relationship with her family that you are having with her, but clearly you have been a good influence on her because she's taken a lot of your advice, and that's a good thing because everybody needs somebody at the end of the day. Let's keep it a buck, right? So but my
Mhm.
thing is, I feel like you become protective over MU, and that's why you keep going at Kimmy's neck. What do you think about
I
that?
am kind of now that might be true. If any okay, so if I was going after her for any reason, it probably would be for MU. Cause I be
Right.
feeling sorry for her. Like I don't like that shit. Stop talking to
Right,
her
I
like
get it.
that.
I get it. I'm glad you told the truth. I'm glad you told
I
the
don't
truth because
like
I feel
that.
like at the end of the day, it ain't about you going after Kimmy for five. It's just the fact that you don't like her, because of the MU
Well,
situation. I feel like.
I'll be honest. I felt like Kimmy, Kimmy has a certain charisma,
Hmm.
and there were
Yeah,
things that,
absolutely.
I found her entertaining.
Hmm.
I think she's smart.
Yeah.
Um we can have a conversation. We've had conversations that I thought were, I felt were productive, but
Uh-huh.
this weekend I saw a different Kimmy. Like it was
Mm.
like a demon showed up
Ooh.
that I didn't even know existed. And so
Ooh.
now
Ooh.
if you ask me, do I like her? No, I
Right. Well,
don't.
clearly. Yeah,
I
clearly
see
you
who
do.
she is right now. I really see
Mm.
her,
Mhm.
and it's
Mhm.
not cool. I saw how she treated that. I mean, I had seen how she was constantly um humiliating MU over the last few months, but this weekend in
Mhm.
particular, I knew
Mhm.
that especially when I learned that she asked for MU to bring Rob onto the panel,
Uh-huh.
and only to dismiss her the way that she did and dismiss him. It was all a setup.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
wow, and this girl is your friend, and MU has been a real friend to Kimmy,
Mhm.
like a real one. So the
Mm.
fact that you would beat this girl up knowing you have needed her in the past, that really pisses me
Mm.
the fuck off. Excuse me.
Oh, wow.
So, I ain't like that. She's a bully,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I
I
don't
get
like
that.
bullies.
I get that, and I felt like, you was like, no, no, you're not gonna do my friend like this. You know what I mean? Like you feel protective over her, so it makes sense, honestly. And but I said a lot. I feel like I don't think that honestly, if we keeping it a buck, I don't know why Kimmy kept saying that MU was her friend for so long. I don't know really what that was for. And I don't have a problem with Kimmy. I find her very entertaining. Do you see what I'm saying? But this is my honest opinion. I don't
Mhm.
know why she kept her around, but
She
was
needed
she
her.
ever genuinely
She's
concerned?
a
But right,
codependent person too. I think she's
right now.
codependent.
Yeah, yeah.
She
But
needs a
was
lot of people around her, and so she's got other people she's constantly in contact with. She would talk to
well, I'm
MU
sure.
3 and 4 times a day. I know that from
Hmm.
Kimmy's mouth, because she would
Hmm.
say it all the time. So it's
Hmm.
not like, and let me also be clear, MU never told me any business between her and Kimmy, never told me any business between
Hmm.
she and Tracy. We
Hmm.
really never talked
Well,
about that.
unapologetically said that Kimmy was a friend to her. What WTF? Nah, Miss Olivia. I don't think so.
How
It
so?
don't seem like that to me. Not for real.
Yeah,
That's
no,
just
I
how I
couldn't
see
possibly
it.
be. She often would ask. MU to come to her panel. We didn't know this. MU would hit the link, and a lot of times Kimmy had asked her to hit the link only to get up there and get cussed out and humiliated and allow her chat to
Well, now
berate her.
Kimmy did. Somebody said now Kimmy did. As far as the YouTube streets go, she has protected MU a lot of times. But you
No,
got
she
to
gives the
remember,
persona of a protection, but she
right, right.
sets
But
her
I'm
up.
just saying. What I'm saying is, let me finish. What I'm saying is, you have to realize that some people are playing the game. See, I told y'all that when I'm talking about this, I'm coming at it as a watcher, as a porch watcher, and I watch the moves that are going on. So
Mhm.
when MU first came into the sector, if I can remember, it's by way of Pizarro, and that's and Lady Two want me to hit the link, and that's how all the then we started finding out, all the ratchet stuff and all of this and all that. And so Kimmy was already into it, with Pizarro and Brianna. So I felt
Mhm.
like Kimmy said, well, let me, appear to take MU under my wing, and I can use that is a way to go at Pizarro and Brianna. So in that situation, yeah, she did protect her from when
Well,
that
but
situation was going on, but Pizarro was kind of doing the same thing.
well, here's the thing. Kimmy is the one I believe brought her into the sector because
Oh, is she?
Yeah, when Kimmy was over at ZX's, and we
Uh-huh.
started Queen's Court. She started Queen's
Uh-huh.
Court. I was there at the time as a moderator. We did a
Okay.
few of those Queen's Court shows, and then when I left, Kimmy started doing interviews from now on, here and then through the Queen's Court channel.
Okay. So you were on
One
the
of those
Queen's Court at one
interviews,
point in time?
yeah.
I didn't know
Mhm.
that. Okay, that's why I interrupted because I didn't know that you were on the Queen's Court. So you and Kimmy kind of have a history.
Yeah, we were
See,
moderators
I
at
didn't know.
ZX's.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just learned something.
Yep.
Okay. Oh
And
wow.
so then when we were doing the Queen's thing, she interviewed, well, not, I was gone by this time, but she interviewed MU over there. That was about a year ago. If you listen to
Mm,
Kimmy, she will say she's known MU for years. They met
mm,
last year
mm,
around this February or March of last year. So she
mhm.
says weird things like that. I've known her for so long and we've known each other for years. You've only known her for several months. So it's
Mm.
kind of weird that she says that, but that's who brought her over here, I believe. And then
Okay.
MU forged a relationship with Pizarro as well.
Mhm.
I don't,
Okay.
not one that's behind the scenes, but in the front of the
Mhm.
scenes, I felt
Right.
like there was a tug of war between she and Kimmy. That's another reason
Absolutely.
why I
That's
didn't
why I
drop
mentioned
down in
that.
that chat.
That's why
Huh?
I mentioned that V Lenore. That's why I mentioned that because it
Mm-hmm.
did appear to be a tug of war for MU,
Mm-hmm.
at one point in time. So yeah, that's why I thought that she came in by way of Pizarro. Now I didn't even know that you had been on the Queen's Court, and I didn't know that Kimmy had prior contact with MU. I just felt like I just thought because I don't see everything, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
on her and I'm off of her. You see what I'm saying? And so I thought that Kimmy came to MU's defense only because of the way that not necessarily Pizarro that a lot of people start speaking about against MU because of the way that she came in. That's what I was thinking. So clearly I was wrong
Okay.
about that. So thanks for clearing that up because I had no idea that you were even on the
Mm-hmm.
Queen's Court. No idea.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm like, wow, okay. Okay. I'm so
So
glad you came up here. I just learned something. Okay. So let's put a different spin on it for me now. But some people seem to think that MU and Kimmy were really friends at one point in time. Maybe they got along, maybe they had a situationship, at
who,
one point in
Kimmy
time.
and
Maybe it
MU?
was genuine. Yeah, Kimmy, do you think that the situationship was ever genuine, or do you think that it was all for a play?
No, I think it was somewhat genuine in the sense
Mm,
that I feel, well, first and foremost, you have to understand MU was definitely in the thick of her addiction. So
mm-hmm,
when they met, here you have an addict who is dealing with someone who has their own issues. Like I feel like
mm-hmm,
Kimmy needs people.
mm-hmm.
If MU was talking to her 4 times a day, that means Kimmy was talking to MU 4 times a day. So they both needed each other for something. And Kimmy, that's not the only person she's talking to behind the scenes. We're learning more and more about that every time we turn around. There's somebody else, that she talks to. And I feel like they were feeding each other's addictions, whatever that is. Um, I'm not saying Kimmy had a substance abuse issue, but I feel like she had her own
That makes sense.
and
Um,
I feel like Kimmy had her
that
own
makes
needs.
sense, and I
And
agree
they
with that.
used each other for that. Yeah. And so
I
I
agree.
think
You know, some
initially
people
that's
will
how some
bond, will trauma bond, in a way.
exactly
You
that's
know
what
what I
it
mean?
was,
So
trauma
yeah.
bonding.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
So
as
yeah, I
time
agree
went
with you.
on, she felt like she could take advantage of her. MU does have this meek sort of personality at most of the time, but she will go off. Now she will get little feisty, and she can have a little temper. But I still think that she is very generous to folks. She's now, and let me be clear, she's never given me anything outside. I think she super chatted me one time, but outside of that, that's it. So it's not that with us. But I think some people are drawn to her because they know that she has means. And I think they try to take advantage of her. And they sometimes they use her addiction as a weapon, and I don't like that. As her
Uh,
friend, I felt like there were
mhm,
times when she would come to Kimmy's platform. The chat would be
mhm,
calling her a ton of junkies and crackheads
mhm,
and all that crap,
mhm,
and
mhm,
that's supposed to be her friend and stuff like that. I never liked, but
mhm,
I didn't say anything about it. Um,
mhm.
but as
Well,
time went on,
I feel like I don't think she's. I think she comes across as being kind of naive and very innocent. I think that I think she's developed that
Mhm.
maybe because of her addiction,
Yeah.
and
Now
I
look,
think that
addicts
she
can be
abuses
manipulative,
that.
and I told her that. That's why I
Absolutely,
didn't trust her at
absolutely.
first.
Yeah,
You know?
and I understand it. Yeah, absolutely. But that is I don't think she's naive at all. I think she know exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
And
Oh
just because
yeah.
you come across one, I don't think you can, should ever assume, and I'm sure you don't, that she is innocent by any means. Cause
No. 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 No.
she
No.
can
No.
appear. Yeah, not you, but I mean just in general. Of
Hmm.
course she's going to. If people think that you're going to underestimate her, but the way she's
Exactly.
moving, I don't think the girl should be underestimated.
Well, this is what I was gonna say. You're absolutely freaking right. Because think about this. This is the thing. She's a smart girl. People don't
Yeah,
realize she's smart.
yeah,
She's sweet,
yes,
but
she
she's
is.
smart too. And
Yeah,
all that time when you hear all these stories of the things that she has been a part of, and the guys
mhm.
that have claimed that they were fool. I think that a lot of men and people out here on YouTube thought that they could get one over on her, and every time I mean, she would just take them
Get one over on them. Go on
and
and
she
say it,
would
because you're
sometimes get it
exactly
over
right.
on them. Yeah. So I'm
You're
like, if the
exactly right.
addict can get over on you while she
Yes.
on drugs, what
Yep.
can she do when she's off drugs?
Is
Like,
that exactly my point? Exactly my point, and that's real right there.
mm-hmm,
That's exactly my point. No, she not some shrinking violet. She could just come
mm-mm.
across that way. I got a niece. She looks so dang on innocent that you wouldn't believe she grown now. You wouldn't believe and she's not an addict or anything, but you wouldn't believe that, she would kill a bug. Do you see what I'm saying? And she will
Mm-hmm.
let people, think that about her. But she is by no means naive or weak or anything. But that she uses that as her advantage in a lot of situations. Some people just look at people and assume the wrong thing. And I think
Exactly.
that MU is used to people assuming the wrong thing about her. I don't think she's
Yep.
naive at all.
Yep.
She know
Yeah.
exactly what's going on.
She's
You know.
very strong. I tell her all the
Yeah,
time, I'm
I
like,
think she is
I
too.
actually admire that the fact that she's so resilient. Like,
Mm. I mean,
and
you kind
she
of have to be if
absolutely.
if you are an addict, an ex-addict or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you are sober right now. Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe you're ever an ex-addict or ex-alcoholic. I just think that you keep having to fight for your sobriety. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And she
Mm-hmm.
is you'd have to be strong to live that type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? You got
Yep.
to be able to roll with the punches, especially when you're in
Hmm.
active addiction. And why wouldn't you bring those tools to the table when you're sober, especially when it comes to the game of YouTube? You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so I
Hmm.
think people mistake her,
Yeah, I
honestly.
agree. And I'm not making any excuses for anything that,
Me
she may
either.
or may have done in the past. And she
Mm-mm.
doesn't make excuses either. But one thing
Okay.
about her, she
Mhm.
doesn't give a damn about what people think about her, too. That's
No,
another
she
thing I
don't.
admire about her.
No, she don't. And you know why she don't? You know why she don't? When
Why?
you go as low as you can go in the midst of your
Mm,
addiction, or in
mhm,
the midst of even a Tracy situation, when you allow
mhm,
yourself to go that low, especially with some of the things that we know for a fact that with that MU has done, because we done seen it played out.
mhm,
Like the Sinetta situation. When you
mhm.
allow yourself to go there, you're not gonna be phased by nothing anybody say about you. That's another reason why I think that Kimmy was out of the loop and she was scapegoated. Cause you really think MU was mad at you, Kimmy, cause you screamed at her on your platform? No, ma'am. I do not believe that. I do not believe that. But anyway, what is her
I,
name?
I,
I'm
I
sorry,
do
Lady
think she was
Tia.
hurt. I think she was hurt a
Yeah,
little
I don't
bit.
even think she was hurt. I really don't. That's just my opinion, though. But Lady Tia, want to ask you a question, V Lenore, if you don't mind. Hey, Lady
Okay.
Tia.
Hey, Miss, can you
Hi,
hear me?
Tia.
Yes, I
Hey,
can hear you. Uh-huh.
Lenore, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm a little surprised about the friendship you and Misunderstood has. It
Mhm.
kind of give off like to the subscribers, like, dang, what else be going on that we don't be knowing about?
I'm
But I
sure a
wanted to
lot goes
ask you,
on. It's because it's
yeah,
nobody's business.
I get it.
Basically.
It's nobody's business. So with that being said, and all the
Mhm,
things that because sometimes I think Misunderstood is in a tug of war with a lot of people because, like
mhm,
you said, she's very sweet. She wants to be loyal to people, and she's like in this tug of war. You
mhm.
mentioned that you guys talk and y'all don't talk about anything on YouTube.
Not until
Uh,
like this last week, honestly. This last week it's different, but
okay, so
prior to
in
that,
the
no.
last 6 months, with you guys being friends behind the scenes, she has never came to you on about the tug of war, or you haven't had
Mm-mm.
any concerns about her mental state as far as the tug of war between just the people we see with her outwardly on YouTube?
My concern was that she was on YouTube so much. I just felt like being on YouTube so much puts her in a position where then she is in the midst of, a lot of folks pulling at her. And I just said to her, you have too much idle time. You're substituting one addiction for the next. You're addicted to attention. I used to tell her you're addicted to attention, social media, maybe even sex, um and this drug, and you've got to figure out something. She has an addictive personality. In some ways I have an addictive personality. I'm addicted to social media too, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
Right.
I understand it from that standpoint, but I can't imagine all of that she was dealing with. And I felt like she had too much time, and I think in some ways CPS being in her life helps her to stay on track on some level, because I'm sure every day, I'm sure there's moments when she has cravings and she wants to do something she shouldn't. But when we start to put things into perspective about, okay, what's most important here? Your children are what's most important. Keeping your children is what's most important. That means you need to be sober. You need to be in your best health. You need to divert your attention away from this foolishness out here on social media as much as possible. And I think she has pulled back and tried to take on some of those things. So that's
Okay.
what we've spent our time talking about.
Okay. And the last question is, right now, in all of the chaos, why did you guys, or who decided that you guys should bring it back from behind the scenes to now? Wouldn't you think that this now is going to even be something else that can bring some more tension, not between y'all relationship, but possibly, but as far as stress on YouTube now that the beef sector knows?
Honestly, sometimes I feel like exposure is freedom. So I think that, I think she feels freer now in many ways. Not because we expose that we're friends or anything. I just mean, she's being honest about how she feels, how she's been treated. I think that it is what it is. People can think what they want, and I don't care that people know that we're friends. I didn't want people to know that we were cool and we were friends behind the scenes because all these other people were coming at her and I knew they had other intentions. That wasn't my intention. So, hold on one second. Okay. Um so I don't know. I don't think it will cause more stress. I think actually we feel a little bit freer. We actually, there's been relationships that have been reconciled
Hmm.
um because of this, or not because of this, but it just feels like all the timing is working well. Tracy and I weren't cool until recently. Um Today me and Beach had a reconciliation on Misunderstood's panel. I mean, it's just I don't know. I see good. I feel free about it. I hope she does too. I don't see stress. I don't see this causing any stress for
Okay, well, the reason why I said it,
I,
because you know how the beef sector is.
her. Mm-hmm.
They use this.
But what can they use it for? Like, what
I
they can't. No one can. I mean, what they gonna use? I don't know.
didn't
How
know.
this come to hurt us
Well, I'm
or
not
her?
saying to hurt. I'm saying it can be used. I mean, I see narratives already in the chat can be used.
Well, look,
Mhm.
they people are gonna have their narratives, so it is what it is.
Well, that's the
I,
name of the
And
game around
Skipping
here
says
these
I
days.
sound foolish. I don't know what's foolish about me saying that, we don't give a damn what people think and that we feel free and that we've reconciled certain relationships. What's foolish
so
about
what,
that,
V Lenore?
Skipping?
I didn't know that you and Tracy had. What were you and Tracy into it
I,
about at
you
one
know
point
what?
in time? Because I had no idea.
Honestly, I don't even think Tracy really, I think Tracy didn't like me because it had something to do with Phi Babe. We never discussed
Um.
it really. And then she doxed me at one
Oh.
point.
Yeah. Mhm.
And she apologized to me just recently for having
Mhm.
doxed me.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
she
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I just
I
learned
think
a lot from you
I
today, girl.
look, I literally, it's so funny because I don't start things with people, but people just sometimes hate me because I'm around five baby. It's crazy. Like subscribers, not so much the content creators as much as the subscribers. It's really weird
Mhm.
to me.
Mhm.
But and I think that was the, root of a lot of people coming at me because I don't go at nobody. I just
But I
respond.
did. I'm seeing you through a new lens. Like I had no idea.
I'm with you, Miss O. I didn't know V Lenore was a dragger.
I didn't
Um,
either. That's what I told her earlier. I had no idea.
yes, you. Yes, I didn't know you were a dragger. It's funny. It's funny. I mean, you on point on that. I'm just saying, it's probably going to be that pull and tug thing, that relationship that you have with Fi. And I understand you are a very intelligent woman. I'm sure you'll be able to handle yourself. We done heard it lately. We've heard
Mhm.
it. Um, just I'm sure you're not going to be surprised about it. I am surprised about the vaccine thing, but it kind of, I think you probably get the pushback from subs a lot, and I think a lot of subs around here now are really giving pushback because we're speaking more about stuff because it's kind of like, wait a minute, it seems like all of y'all are playing.
Mm.
So at this point, it's kind of just watch, and nobody should get to in their feelings and picking sides because we just found out another relationship that we didn't know was going on. So, it does feel sometimes like a play on subscribers at times.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, and I understand how that can be. It's so funny cuz the narratives that I do hear out here about a lot of people. Look, I've heard narratives about me and I'm like, "Wait, what? I did what?" you know, it's not like that. And honestly, people I hear people say all the time, um Fi Babe doesn't like people in other chats. I have gone in other chats the entire time I've been on YouTube. I mean, she has never once said anything like, you can't go here and don't y'all go there or any of that. That's not how she functions. I know people think that because of the Tisa situation, but they had a different kind of relationship. That was her child's godmother. I'm
Well,
not that,
V Lenore, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I
That's
think I
okay.
know why people say that. Because Fi Babe says Babe Nation as a whole, as anybody that, with her globes and things, she will say things as a whole, as in general of Babe Nation by saying, Babe Nation, we not going. Babe Nation, let's come from over here. Babe Nation, we're not doing this anymore. And it comes off as she's talking to all of you guys. And that's where people get that from.
But she does. I've never heard her say like when she and ZX had their breakup, and they've had a couple, right? When that happened, the first time, I wasn't necessarily, I wasn't going to necessarily walk away from over there because she had walked away. I walked away because he disrespected me.
Okay.
So when he said something to me that I thought, wasn't right, I walked away. Then we came back over there. They made good, and it seemed like I don't know, they made good, and it felt like we were welcomed again. And I tested the waters. I went back. I go where I want. I was over at Duchess Kelly Love's long before he and Fi made good. I go Peace Love. Billie Jean. I was just telling Billie Jean was in Misunderstood chat earlier today. I said, I was there when Billie named her people the baddies. I was one of the first baddies. I was there that night. We named it. Five Baby don't get along with none of these people. Or at one point, she didn't get along with any of them. I was there. You know what I'm saying? So I go where I want. I've come over here, Olivia. I've come over here in your chat, And so I go where I want to go. And she's never had a problem with that. I've never heard her like turn her nose up. Now, you know who will get an attitude sometimes about that? Subscribers. They act like I ain't supposed to be there. It's like I'm grown as fuck.
That's
Excuse me.
true.
Last time I checked, I paid my own Wi-Fi bill, my cell phone
True.
bills. Now, if
That's
y'all want
true.
to pay them, I might obey you at that point. But if you ain't
That's
paying that
true.
stuff, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm grown. And
That's
so
true.
I've always been my own person. I have my own relationships. People didn't know. Peace, love. That's my little sister. I love that girl. A lot of people don't get along with her. Fi Babe, they don't have a relationship, but she's been good to me. So, it is what it is. I'm an
Okay.
independent operator.
Hey, enough for me. That's enough for me. But I gotta have one messy question for you.
Okay. Oh Lord. What?
This is just
What?
a messy question, and it is just from your perspective because you're not the people. Do you think 5A and Tracy relationship is genuine?
Oh, good question. Good question.
Um okay, so I'll be honest. At first, I did not know. For sure. I didn't know um if it could be. Now I definitely feel it is. Yes.
Interesting. Okay, thank
No,
you,
I
V
don't feel
No,
Lenore.
and
like
I
it.
say,
I
and
feel like
it's not that I didn't believe. I mean, I take it this way. I didn't know how it could be genuine because I didn't know if I
right.
put myself in that
I can't
position,
either.
considering all the history. I didn't know if
Right.
it could be. You know what I'm saying?
So for real, Vila, you don't feel like they just playing a game? Because that's what I feel like. Because see,
I
here's the
felt like they
thing.
were at first, but I don't think
Yeah.
that's the case now. And I don't think they're friends.
Wow.
Friends. You know what I'm saying? But I do
Right.
think
Right.
because they're not calling each other on the phone. They used to have each other's numbers. They don't do that now. But I
Hmm.
think
That's what I'm saying because they at one point in time, long
it got
time
ugly.
ago, that they were, I'm not gonna say friends, but in contact with one another and all of this and all of that. Then,
Mm-hmm.
was it Sean Bradley that started the thing between them, and then Five Bay took over the news and all that threatening did Tracy did, speaking ill about her child.
It
So I'm
started with the
thinking, well,
James Caldwell situation.
it started with okay, and I mean, that's been so many years ago. You know what I
I
mean?
know,
But
forever ago.
having with all of that water under the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing wrong with playing the game. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I just feel like they playing the game. And if they feel like, they
What?
can be cordial towards one another long enough
Mm-hmm.
to do what it is that they feel like they need to do, that's just
Mm-hmm.
part of the game.
I think
But
honestly, because they literally did have a very genuine relationship to begin with, I think
mhm,
both of them are happy to be past that. I think
mhm,
they both wanted to let it go.
but
And I think that it's freeing sometimes to let all that
mhm,
anger or that, disdain, um
mhm,
let it go. It freed them up. And I think
mhm,
that when Tracy found herself in this situation too, I feel like Fi Babe really has a heart for her. And I think that
mhm,
Fi Babe is a lot more forgiving than a lot of people give her credit for, that
mhm,
she really can get past things quickly, but then others may not always reciprocate that. and
mhm,
and so sometimes it has been hurtful to her. So anywho, I think that yes, I
mhm.
think the two of them, right now, I think they're in a very good space. I think they appreciate one another's support and they're glad to be past all the bullshit, I think. Yeah.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. But okay, what I mean, it is what it. I'm just on the porch watching, child. But you have given me a whole lot of tea today, V Lenore, child. Because like I said, I don't be um I am not it's hard for me to it's hard to me to connect to some of the storylines or some of
Mm-hmm.
the situations, should I say. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
the times on YouTube, I get bored fast, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why I miss so much. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, but thank you, girl. Like I didn't know what you and Kimmy had history. I'm like, well, now this don't sound so strange to me, you know,
Yeah. 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 I've
because
always tried
I
to
don't
be
know if
cool.
you.
I've always tried to have Kimmy's back. I felt like I felt like we could talk. Like I felt like she was reasonable. So,
Hmm.
I had a pretty good rapport with her.
Hmm.
Um and
Mm.
so that's why a lot of this stuff is frustrating, because she kind of
Well, yeah.
jumped out a window with me, because and this
Hmm.
is what I was about to say. After she did that first live on Sunday, the where she talked about the alliance, right
Hmm.
after that we got into it. Well, we didn't get into it,
Mm.
I take that back. I
Mm.
said to her, you were wrong. Why would you do that?
Oh,
Why
and
would you
this was on
pile
MU
on?
show, right? Was
No,
this
no,
on
this
MU
was
show?
behind the scenes. This was
Oh, okay.
literally when she got off the panel. We got on
Okay.
the phone, and I said,
Mm.
"You were wrong for that." I was like, "Why would you do that? That makes no sense to me." And you know what's funny? I had just gotten her phone number the day before.
Oh, wow.
So that day we were texting, and I said, "No, you're wrong for that." I was like, "Why would you do that?" I was like, "The day before, they had 12 hours worth of panels that talking about Tracy and her situation, but you're supposed to be in an alliance with her. Why are you
Mm.
talking? Why would you come out here and do a whole video about it? It makes no sense." And she's like, "Well, my people wanted to hear from me, and I have brands." And I'm like, "Girl, what does your brands have to do with who Tracy's fucking? Like that
Mm.
makes no
Mm.
sense. Like, who you
Mm.
talking to right now?
Oh,
And what
wow. Mm.
brands are we, girl?" And she was like, "Well, one of the brands, the leader is a domestic violence person, and we connected on that. And so I can't just sit here and not say something." I'm like, "That's foolish. You were wrong for that." And so
Mm.
Tracy was hurt by that and caught off
Mhm.
guard. I'm like, "Well,
Mm.
why wouldn't you at least have the conversation with her?" It made no sense to me. And
Mhm. Oh.
once I
Mm.
laid it out like that, 2 minutes later, that girl fired up the second live. That's why
Mm.
the other live started.
Oh.
And if you start the second live and look at it, she's emotional at the beginning. And that's because of the
Oh.
conversation I had with her. So
Oh,
fast
wow.
fast
So
forward.
you just filled in another blank, V Lenore. You filled in another blank. So now we know why she was the way that she was on that second live. That
Yes.
makes sense,
But
So
now, and that's where she came out. She's like, I don't mean to hurt you. So that's when she came out and did all that. But
mhm.
then it turned into what it turned into. I think once
Mm,
people started coming out there saying, "Oh, that was right. We agree with you. We feel the same way." I told her, I said, "Look, it's not that I disagreed with the sentiments that
mm,
you shared. It's how you shared it, where you shared
mhm,
it, and when. You did not
mhm,
need to come out here in public and do that. If you really had care for
mm,
Tracy, call her, email her,
mm,
find a way to get her on the
mhm,
phone. This makes no
mhm,
sense. Get on a panel with her. But for you to come out here and do the same shit that the ops are doing, that makes no damn sense to me." So that's what,
mm,
when she turned around, she did the other live. Um,
mm.
and then
Wow.
that night, now this is where it gets tricky. So that night, MU did a live, and I guess they were trying to sort through some stuff. Um,
Mhm,
and this is where, when MU came up on that panel that day, when she cussed her out, MU was trying to say,
mhm,
"You told me to bring Rob here," but she was talking over
mhm,
her and loudly and cussing her
mhm.
out because she didn't want people to hear that.
Yeah, she made
Because
that point several times. Now I even heard her say, she made that point several times that Kimmy asked MU to bring Rob over.
hmm
I heard her make that point several times.
she
Mhm.
wanted the moment with him.
Right,
And
but I
she
felt like that was her. I felt like after that, and I guess I got the lives mixed up, but it
hmm
was so much going on, and I
hmm
watched so many. Like, girl, I cleaned my whole house, fell asleep, cook my dinner, cleaned my whole house, fell asleep, woke up. They were still going at it. I was like, oh my god, and that's how I got, interested in it. That's how I got hooked to the conversation because it was just going on and on and on and on, and I kept jumping from live to live to live to live
The
till I was
lives
getting
are
my
off the
whole life.
chain, weren't they? It's a mess.
I'm like, oh my God, they ain't did this in a long time around here, and I was just on my phone. And
Right.
so, yeah, but I felt like after that situation and after that you and her had got into it on
hmm
Miss MU's
hmm
platform,
And
I
that's when
think
I asked her
that is
then, I
when,
said, "What was the reason why you wanted, no, I said, what was the goal of having him on the panel? This is the
uh-huh,
problem I have. You all are making excuses for him." I said, "I ain't making no excuse for him. That's not my
mhm,
question. Why did
right,
you, what
right.
was the goal?" She went off. She lost her whole
Mm,
mind.
oop.
So I was
Well,
like,
see,
"What?"
that's why I
But
said after that, I think that she starts trying to save face,
mm,
and even all the way up to the video yesterday, um, just in my opinion, but
mhm.
it's just how I feel about it. I
That
don't have
is
nothing
it.
against Kimmy. I like her. I don't get invested. I really don't like or dislike nobody for real. Now I
Mhm.
dislike some of
Behaviors.
the way that people present themselves. Some people present themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as because my issue is I've never had a I don't do the for me it is a boundary. Um
Mm-hmm.
when if you go behind the scenes, that's a boundary issue for me, right?
I
And the
understand.
reason why that's a boundary issue for me is because honestly, V Lenore, I learned early on, when I first got on YouTube in 2017, that
Mm-hmm.
it would behoove me to be transparent and only talk to content creators as well as subscribers, under the comment section or on a live,
Mm-hmm.
but never in an email. I don't do emails either or phone calls. And I
Mm-hmm.
just that is a boundary for me. Do you see what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
can people join? Have actual relationships
Mm-hmm.
online? Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
they can. But for me, that's a boundary. And the reason why I don't cross that boundary is, but honestly, women are very catty. And I grew
Yes,
up
they are.
with two sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and when I actually don't know you, because I'm 50 years old, 50 plus years old. I've been around for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. I'm an
Me
old
too.
bird. You see
I'm
what I'm saying?
52. I'm 52.
Uh, Girl, no, you not.
I'll be 53 next month. Yes, I will.
Girl, shut up. You go, girl. It must be that California living. I don't even know if you live
No,
in California.
I live in Ohio. I'm in the
Oh,
Midwest.
where you live in Ohio?
Yep.
It's cold as hell. Is it cold right now in Ohio?
Today, no, actually.
Mm,
I think it's supposed to get up to 50 or 60. It's weird. In 1 week, we can have snow and ice, a whole
mm,
blizzard, and then
mm.
64 degrees 5 days
Damn.
later. It's crazy around here. So
That's kind of like Tennessee. You don't never know what you're gonna get. It's just a hodgepodge of whatever you go. One day it could be 70, the next day it could be 20. So yeah, you're
yes.
right about that. You
Yeah,
don't know
I
what
like
to do with your
Tennessee.
utilities. But I didn't know you lived in Ohio for whatever reason. I thought you lived in LA. But girl, you
No.
sure don't look like you 50 nothing. You go,
Well,
girl.
thank you. Thank
That's
you.
that's credit to you. You
I do
go,
go to
girl.
California a lot though. My son is there, so I go there.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know you had a son. How old is your
Hmm.
son?
He's
How old is your son?
grown. He's
Okay,
grown.
cool, 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 cool. That's a blessing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, that's a blessing. I don't have any kids, so that's a blessing. So yeah. I'm always happy to hear about the babies.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. And
whether
that's
they're
my boo
grown or not.
boo. That's my
That,
pumpkin.
oh,
I don't
girl,
care how
look
old
at
he
this.
get. That's my
Don't care
baby.
how old they get. Okay, you still my baby. I
That's
say
right.
that all the time. I think I got it on a loop around here, chat with these grown people,
Uh-huh.
because they don't seem to understand. I'm still your auntie for life. I don't care. You still my baby. I don't care if you
That's right.
60. And I'm
That's
90. You still my child. So
that's
deal with it and hush when I tell you to hush. Okay.
that's
So,
right.
but yeah,
Hello.
yeah, that's cool though. But thanks for giving me some some tea and some insight as to, because I don't know a lot of the genesis of the situation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But now it
Mhm.
makes sense. When
Mhm.
you and Kimmy is going at it or whatever. Um
Mhm. I'm done.
okay, I get it
I
now.
I told Duchess yesterday I'm going back in the house. I've been outside since before Christmas. I'm going back in the house. Okay, I'm
Get your
tired.
butt off the porch, child. Get your butt off the porch and go back in the house. I stayed in
Yes,
the
I
house
gotta
for
take my butt in
like
the
a
house,
month.
child. Yes.
I know how you feel. Cause it can get rough out here. You can get sucked in easy, and you just find yourself
Yep.
swinging, honey, swinging for
Yes.
your life.
Yes.
But you're good
Yes.
at it though. Don't go in the house. You straight. I ain't mad at you. I appreciate
What?
a good drag. I respect it. Cause like I said, I'm very catty about some stuff. I am a woman, and so that's why I
Look,
don't
we
cross
all
those
attracted to
boundaries.
the mess. We all like this mess,
Okay.
or we wouldn't be out here.
No,
It's
I wouldn't be over here. You are absolutely right.
yeah.
Right.
I yeah. I can't deny the truth now. I like a
But
little
good
bit of
for
this
you for
stuff. It
making your
entertains.
bones though.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
know, I ain't
It's
even
a
mad at
pleasure
you. You gotta
meeting
make
you
your
and
bones.
actually
You,
talking to you.
you too. And thank you so much. Like I said, I was like, wow, go V Lenore. Okay. Maybe we need to have a conversation there that I done heard a drag.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Like
I
I said,
don't
I'll be
want to
back.
have to drag nobody though. See, that's the thing. I don't like
Well,
doing it because I don't have hate in my heart like that for people. I feel like
yeah,
that's just too much energy, negative
yeah,
energy to be putting out. And I don't want to have to do
yeah,
that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
But
damn
for
it,
me, I'm
don't
just
try
catty.
me.
Well, there you go. They got you mistaken. Okay.
Right. Don't get it
Just say they
twisted.
got you mistaken.
That's right.
All right. But I'm very catty and I don't mind. I would rather not. You know what I mean? Especially these days, cause these days, honestly, I don't even know how long you've been around, but this era of YouTube that we're going through right now,
Hmm.
is different from when I came in.
Oh, it is.
A
Oh,
lot
this.
of the OGs were already here,
Yep.
and
Yep.
when I came in, it was like the drag and the roast and the gag. But
Yep.
now, sometimes it seems like it's personal. It's even gone from personal to being downright scary.
Yeah.
Like like a safety issue for
Yes.
me now. And so
Yes.
I don't like to deal with that part of it at all. I
Exactly.
mean, like, that's not cool right there, and it's
Yep.
unfortunate. But I guess that's just how it's going, Villanova. But I hate to see it that way.
Yeah, yeah, and
This is
I
real, and I
started
really
back.
mean that.
I was probably out here in 2017.
Hmm.
I was here when the Queen Supreme Court was happening, and remember the whole
Hmm.
breakup of that. I remember that day like
Hmm.
it was yesterday. And then
Yeah, now I
how
was here
via.
after that. I can't. I didn't even know this was going on YouTube
Oh,
until
okay.
2017. So I started in the original black sector, because the sector that they're over here calling themselves black sector, that's not the black sector that I was in. You see what I'm saying? So I was in a black
Mm-hmm.
sector with like Cynthia G and the Manosphere and that whole thing over there. It's totally different from the people that call themselves black sectors that are over here. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I
Okay.
came in on that side of things, and I went from that to the entertainment sector. I found the beef sector, because I was over there in the entertainment sector, and there was that whole Tasha K. Star Marie situation, and
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
started getting
Yep.
these videos. The
Yep.
first video that came down my stream was from VS, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I
Me
clicked on that video.
too.
For
Yes.
real?
Yes, I promise you. Well, I take it this, yes, because actually, let me be clear that when the Queen Supreme Court was going on, after that would end, VS would be holding her what was her name? I mean, what were the
It was the,
small
I know what you're
claims
talking
court.
about. Small
T Small
claims court.
claims
Yep.
court. So she was
Yep.
having people come
Yep.
out here and argue and stuff. So I would go from
Yeah.
watching that to them, and I was like, what are these people doing? Like, I didn't know this
Yeah.
was going on, that people
Mm-mm.
were using this platform in this way. I just thought you had to do videos about certain
Mm-hmm.
topics. I didn't know people
Mm-hmm.
were actually meeting up, arguing, talking about one another. Like, all of
Mm-hmm.
that caught me off guard,
Mm-hmm.
So same
It
here
sucks
with
me
me.
right in, V Lenore. It sucks me
Yes,
right
me
in.
too. I remember the first time I turned on VS, I want to say Jay Dunn was on there arguing with somebody, because I remember her voice was so distinct to me. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
remember it being one of the first voices I heard. And Amazing Grace. You remember those days?
I don't remember. You were probably over here before I was. That's what it sounded like.
Child,
It sounded like you
yeah.
was here before me, V Lenore. But yeah, I found it, just because I clicked on the VS video because it was going down my stream, and
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of stuck after that. I was like, oh, okay, this what we doing?
I
Let me
know.
partake.
Been here ever since,
Ever
child.
since, child. Ever
And
since.
that
Sometimes I
pandemic
get
didn't
bored
help.
with it.
That
Uh,
pandemic didn't help. When we came
Girl, it
home,
didn't help. I think it made things worse.
worse. Exactly.
I think that because of we were all closed in. I
Yep.
think that it's why the internet is in the state that it's in right now. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
worse because of that
Yeah.
pandemic.
I
All
agree.
over social media, not just the beef sector, all
Yep.
over social media. And so
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy though. Yeah,
It
I
is.
was looking at and I'm gonna let you go, child. I called myself wrapping it up, but I really
Okay.
enjoyed talking to you.
Same
But I
here.
was looking at something yesterday. Was it yesterday? It
Mm-hmm.
was on like 2020 or something. It was a little fella. He had got radicalized online. And
Mm-hmm.
I understand that is common. And
Mm-hmm.
his
Mm-hmm.
mom actually turned him in to the FBI because he had been radicalized online.
Oh my
Did
God.
he stab somebody or something happened? But he went
What?
and did something. But his mom had already turned him into the FBI. I said, the internet is bad when your mom turns you in to the FBI and tell them that you are now radicalized.
Oh my Lord.
That
Okay.
is crazy.
It
I was
is
like, oh my
crazy.
God. Oh my God. But yes, child, I agree it got worse because of the pandemic. And so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, social media in general. But look, I have enjoyed you, V
Same
Lenore,
here.
immensely. And please come over anytime. This is the second day. First Sassy the show was over yesterday.
Oh,
And
was
now you
she?
today. I enjoy talking to smart women.
Thank you.
You
Sassy's
know.
my ebony and I'm her ivory. So if you hear
Well,
us,
all right.
that's what we call each other, ebony and
Okay, well, I
ivory.
have enjoyed you guys. I have enjoyed the conversation
Same here.
that both of you have had. And so if you talk to her, tell her I said thank you. She might pop down. I didn't see her today, but I'll tell her next time too. I don't even know. I was trying to get out of here so bad yesterday, child. I don't know what I said at the end of the video because I was supposed to be late for an appointment, but it was Friday. I don't go nowhere on Fridays. So I was like, well, let me get on here and have a conversation. But I'm finna get off here now, child.
I hear you. Yeah, I
And
need
see
to get
what
something done.
exactly and get something done. Thank you, because it's the weekend. And I don't want to be doing done all day.
Okay.
But thank you
All
for
right.
coming. I appreciate you. And please don't let
Thank
this be your
you.
last time, okay?
Oh, it won't be. I'm over here all the time. Don't
Okay,
be
okay.
twisted. I don't always drop down, but I will now. I will now for sure.
Okay, well, you more than welcome. You know what I mean? You are more than welcome because I've truly enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you. Me too.
All right.
Take
Have a
care.
nice
Have a
day.
good weekend.
Okay, thank you so much. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Well, guys, I learned a lot today. Hope you guys learned a lot today. This was a great live to me because it kept me here for 3 hours. Yeah, I know it's hard for me to stay interested. So, but I was interested today. And thanks to everybody that clicked the link, and I mean everybody, and I appreciate and respect everybody's perspective on whatever it was that we was talking about. I might not agree with everything, but I sure do appreciate the conversation. You know what I mean? Because like I said, y'all know I don't be everywhere. And so yeah, I appreciate the genesis of the situation. I appreciate knowing because y'all know I'll be behind sometime. But let me read this comment. I kept it up on purpose before I get out of here because this is going on in my state. Um Misbehaving said, Miss Olivia, I apologize. This is off subject. But the city you're in, and I don't live in Memphis, but thanks for it's on lockdown. Memphis and Atlanta. I didn't even know about Atlanta. Or I can't really read it so small. Or preparing to release the police footage of Tyree Nichols. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Tyree Nichols case. Tyree Nichols is a black man that was beaten pretty much, unalived by 5 black police officers, right? He had 2 run-ins with the same officers. Those officers he was beaten, put in the hospital, and he later died in the hospital, right? They have hospital photos of him. His family has spoken out. Ben Crump is there with his family. And it shocked me. And I don't even know why I was shocked, but these were 5 black police officers, that did this to this man, and they were since fired. And now they have been arrested and charged with second-degree murder, as well as some other charges. And so, yeah, I know that Memphis is on lockdown because they are preparing to release the police footage tonight. I didn't know about Atlanta though. I don't even know if I want to watch that footage. I think it was the father that no, it was a lawyer that in a press conference either yesterday or the day before, he said that they beat Tyree Nichols like a pinata, right? And I'm like, oh my God. And he died from internal bleeding, because of the beatings. And it's just so bad the way that they did it, that young man. And to think that it was other black people that did that. I mean, that's to me, that's like, we don't like when people say, mention black on black crime, right? We don't like to mention stuff like that, right? And so it just really um I can't even say I was shocked because they still are the police, and they are still the petty rollers in my mind. Because if you guys know anything about your history, especially as it pertains to slavery, you know that a lot of the times the plantation was run by black men, right? They were pretty much overseers as well, right? Now either they worked under the overseer, but they did the dirty work for the master, right? So when I heard this story, that is what it put me in the mind of. It put me in the mind of some black overseers, right? Doing no dirty work for the master, right? That's what it put me in the mind of. And I hate that that man lost his life, but I also find it interesting how swiftly they have brought these officers to justice, how swiftly they fired them. Um, um, you're right about that, Champagne Honey. How swiftly they have charged them because now I remember in a situation like take the George Floyd incident. It took forever for them to charge the officers, all the officers involved, and we saw that play out in real time right in front of our eyes. But don't you find it interesting how fast that they fired these officers, how fast that they were charged? Because at the end of the day, while they it was very swift. I agree with you, lady, because at the end of the day, they still black. You may be doing the work for the master, okay, but you still is black at the end of the day. And for that reason, I find it, on a just repulsive on another level. And I hope that they bring these officers to justice, and I hate that that young man lost their life, but I can see why Memphis and Atlanta is on lockdown because after the video footage is released, all heck could break loose. I seen on the news this morning, I believe, where President Biden was asking, people to pretty much protest calmly and all of this and all of that. And at the end of the day, still black, still a number. Right. Doing the work of the enemy. You are absolutely right. That is my point exactly. That is my point exactly. Absolutely. They didn't waste any time firing right. But I think some forget that they are black until exactly they got their nigga wake up call, didn't they, Kenna H? They sure did. They sure did. Cause they done charged them and everything with second-degree murder as well as other charge. That's right. Our skin folk ain't kinfolk. You got that right. the police force isn't for a woke black man. You got that right, Lady Tia, or black woman. Yeah, we've seen those incidences. When black police officers really are trying to make a difference, and they are called out because of that. And we've seen that too. Miss O, I said something yesterday about how fast they did you really a heart full of love? Yeah, I was like, wow, okay. Black cops are often worse than not. But you know what, you're right about that. What was that movie in? It's an old movie. Like one of those Boys in the Hood. Was it Boys in the Hood? Was it Boys in the Hood? It was one of those movies back in the day where it was a black cop and a white, or was it The Wood or something like that? I can't remember which movie, but it was a black cop and a white cop, and the black cop seemed to be more, racially profiling the black guys that he put over in the car. He was doing more racial profiling than the white cop was doing. So that's just how some of them move. So you're right about that. Uh-huh. Oh, is it don't be a menace to society while you're drinking gin? It wasn't that one, Lady Tia. I don't know if that went on there, but oh my goodness, it wasn't menace to society. Was it The Wood? It was either The Wood or Boys in the Hood. Was it Menace to Society? Okay. Okay. Yeah, now that don't be a menace. Now that's the comedy version of Menace to Society. Lady Tia. Was it Boys in the Hood? I know it was one of them. But Training Day is another good example. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Uh-huh. All black female cops are even worse than black male cops. Yes, absolutely. I witnessed that too, Kendall. Yeah, but I just find it interesting. How quickly they have or being prosecuted, how quickly they were fired. How quickly they've been charged with second-degree murder. Even to the point that I think that is it a fire department worker, or a couple of them, a emergency response worker, a couple of them anyway, have been put on leave because of this situation. And yeah, but I do live in the state of Tennessee, but I don't live in Memphis. And but I can't imagine what Tyree Nichols family is going through right now. And just to think that your child died at the hands of some crazy black cops, all five of them, and they deserve what they get. I just find it fascinating how quickly they have been charged. It's very interesting. So and I'm thinking, did they think that they were going to be protected in some way because they're cops? Is that what happened? They delayed starting triage. Yeah, I didn't know why they were put on leave. Yes, he was beat to death. You're absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And so anyway, yeah, I'm just praying for the Nichols family. I'm glad that the cops have been charged as quickly that they have been charged, but it takes some cops years, or even if they go to court at all, it'll take them years. And we know that even if they take them to court, they don't get nearly as much time. But these guys, in my opinion, they're going to make an example out of them, and we all know why. You know, why are they releasing that video nationally? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Yes, because the victim was black. And they were black. The blue. Yeah, I really think they believe that. I agree. So sad they did. They did him like, yeah, right. Yeah, I have no mercy for him at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. hmm So it's gonna be released at 7. Thanks, Misbehavior. Like I said, I don't even know if I want to watch it or not, child. I don't know. I got a visual in my mind, just of them, telling what all had happened to Tyree Nichols, and also seeing that picture of him in the bed. I can pretty much figure out, what happened to that young man just by seeing that little bit. And so, but yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. Well, we know what's gonna happen. They are gonna be prosecuted to the fullest in my mind, and that's what they get. I don't have no mercy for them either. But on that note, guys, thanks for sticking with me this long. I really wanted to, read this comment from Misbehaving before I left, because this is a hot topic right now as far as what's going on, in the world. And I can't even say I'm surprised. Can't even say I'm surprised about any of it from A to Z. I'm not surprised at all. So anyway, they are releasing it to make an example to the world to use as a deflection. It's not just what exactly that's what they're saying. It's not just us, it's not just us, it's them too. So yeah, you're absolutely right. They want to change the face of police brutality, in my opinion, and they're using this case right here to do that. They're attempting to, Lady Tia, and so I agree with you. But like I said, thanks you guys so much for joining me for 3 hours. This has been very interesting. Thanks once again to everybody that hit the panel. They said it last night. He was called out for his mom. Oh wow. He called out for his mom 3 times. Wow. Wow. My God. Every time I think about it, it's just so scary. But y'all be safe out there, and I'm gonna get off of here. As I was saying before I read it, thanks for all the people that hit the link today. Thank you guys for sticking with me as long as you have. For all of those that were able to, I had a great time today. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and please, 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 whatever you do, be safe. And so yeah, be safe. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.